Why would you leave Jaden Daniels?
You got to protect the kid too. That's another guy. I mean,
Well, it brings up a great question. We get away.
Elmer Fudd clever? Don't make me laugh. The fact is, Elmer Fudd is the dumbest hunter I have ever had the pleasure to encounter.
Okay, Wabbit, we'll see whose IQ is PU.
Marriage
Is what brings us
together.
Welcome to Blow the Whistle, and we will talk about shapes and colors tonight.
Tell you what, we'll just talk about shapes and colors now.
I think that is a good discussion to have right here.
Shapes and colors?
No.
Another thing we learn at school is how to count. Can you help me count these cars?
No.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great job.
Blow the Whistle, your greatest little internet radio show everywhere you go. Always live on sportsoundchicago.com. Let's go.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, here to Blow the Whistle here on sportsoundchicago.com. It has been a minute, folks.
yes, sir.
Oh, it's been a minute. I am Andrew Pepe Valentine. I'm here with...
No gimmicks, Nick Johnson.
Adam Slim Schneider.
And yeah, no, David Double D Dykstra. He actually never said anything, so I hope he's okay.
No, he's helping out Tyler today.
Oh, okay.
He's here in spirit, guys.
Yes, he is. He's here. Tyler's here in spirit. Yeah, he's doing the big boy job thing. Hope everything's going good, David. If you can hear us, we'll be looking out for you if you want to chime in. Obviously, of course. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. I know it's been a while. We've been all very busy. A lot of things going on for us. Obviously, these two boys here doing the dog stuff, and Nick's doing his independent stuff. I've been all over the board and then some, but we've got a lot to talk about, a lot of stuff to recap. We're going to try to do it all the best that we can for you folks, but what hasn't happened at this point? We've got World Cup stuff going on, which we're not even going to be able to get into because we got to talk about the NBA draft stuff over the Bulls and everything.
Yes, sir.
Trades, free agent moves that are happening, potential moves that could happen. You've got stuff with MLB. The season is going nuts right now.
I mean, it's getting to the point. I was thinking about this the other day, like, not to jump all the way ahead.
Did you say MLB or NBA?
I said both. Did I not?
Both.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not both?
We haven't done a wrestling show. We haven't done Bad Karma Wrestling. There's been 3 title changes in AEW.
I was going to say.
Since the last time we've done a show.
Since the last time you guys have done a show, so much has happened. I'm like...
It's been MJF, and then it was Darby's entire reign, and now back to MJF. Again, it's been a long time since we've gotten back in the lab on that.
Zayn won the title, too.
That's both our faults. It is what it is.
Well, I was going to say, in the time frame that you guys were gone... I saw a post. I forgot to send it to you. It was in the time frame of Darby Allin's title defenses, which I believe were like 8 or 9, if I'm not mistaken. 8 or 9 weeks. Liv Morgan had not done anything, which was just I thought hilarious.
And now she's cursed.
Yes, and now she's cursed. Yeah. Got to be wary of that Danhausen, and we'll be talking that.
You are cursed.
Absolutely, that and so much more, folks. Because like I said,
it's going to be the off the rails wrestling edition.
Absolutely, because this was a big week and obviously a lot is missed. But
off the rails on the mat.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay,
there you go. Without further ado, guys, are you ready to get into this?
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it then, gentlemen. So, without further ado, kicking to the first topic, the NBA draft came and went, and if you were a Bulls fan, I hope you walked away happy because I was over the moon. I wish I would have made bets on this because I would have hit on my picks. Because with the 4th overall pick, the Bulls get their man that everybody had been talking about, Caleb Wilson from UNC, the forward. Absolute stud of a player. And then at number 15, which they could have gone many different ways.
Yes.
Trades were still in the works up until that point, but the Bulls select with the 15th overall pick, forward guard from University of Texas, Dalen Swain. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, yes. They get the guy that I had been boasting about for, I don't know, like months at this point since the NCAA tournament left. I can't remember how much. I was going gaga over this.
The Bulls play-by-play on the radio, I forgot his name. He was also ranting and raving. He's like, it better be Swain.
I did, and I was like, yes, he's in with me. Come on, baby. But They get their 2 guys. No picks in the second round. They traded them away. They did.
Chuck Swirsky, is that his name?
Yes, Chuck Swirsky, our man that works with Tyler Buterbaugh. Chuck was all in on Dalen Swain.
Yes, he was.
The Bulls do get cash considerations from good old cash. We love cash considerations. He always comes back to the Bulls.
Loves that money.
But they did acquire Cam Jones, which I think is a sneaky good pickup.
Okay.
Potential good shooter, good defensive perimeter kind of guy. So you're getting a sense of what this team's starting to build up. And they did trade away the other pick as well. No pick on that to the Lakers, but they do come away with their 2 first-round picks. Obviously, kind of falls in line with what Myron Graham has been preaching, this slaps ideology. But Nick, I mean, from your standpoint, we've talked quite a bit about these 2 picks and where the Bulls were going to go. What are your thoughts with what they did from this draft?
I think I'll zoom out just a little bit even more. I think 1, 2, 3, 4 went exactly how everyone thought it was going to be. And not for like, you can't believe. No, that's exactly how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
This draft 1, 2, 3, 4, and exactly right. So it's just nice that the Bulls executed correctly and exactly that. They saw 1, 2, 3 go exactly as it should. I'm like, okay, good. Don't need to reach. You know exactly where you're going to go with Caleb Wilson. So add another Caleb to Chicago. Got all of that on top of that as well.
Caleb W too.
Yeah. I'll be completely honest. Like, wasn't aware of Swain, and my initial thought again was like, good pick, bad pick, middle of the road. How should I feel about this one type deal? But then come to find out, he was number 1 in basically every offensive category in Texas for his team, for his squad this past year and that time before that. So again, if people are ranting and raving as much as they are, if Chuck Swirsky's excited as he is for a reason, it's kind of for something like that. I think there's some sort of valid for that. So I'll just quickly add to the second round. Traded both those away, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people were kind of like, what the hell? Like, what are we doing? And on top of that, I don't know if you guys saw Lachlan Ulbrich.
Yes.
Also gone. They didn't sign his 10-year, so I believe he's going to be playing for the Golden State Warriors.
Yes,
system.
He would be playing for their summer league team this week, which is obviously him trying to audition.
It's a mixture of a tryout / trying to get a G League contract.
Correct.
At that point. So that was again an additional second rounder. Just picked this past year with no Essengate going in the first round. So it didn't really, as of right now, 2025's draft is basically NA. Can't really pull anything from that.
Yeah,
we'll see what Essengate brings in the next year. But again, just to circle back to 2026, I thought first round executed well. Second round sounded like they got that good guy at 38, and kind of maybe just sounds like Gordon Hayward with extra steps. I
will say this.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah. Okay, Rainer, again, I'll just kind of finish off with just the Bulls. Good job. Nice job. I've so far loved the blueprints because there's another move that they made getting Nick Claxton that I definitely want to talk about.
Yes, absolutely.
There's a couple points I do want to make here because with the Bulls, I'm cautiously optimistic only because it's the Bulls.
All the time.
The Bulls have been, good catch. The Bulls have been in mid-tier form for a year.
I'll get a nap.
That was pretty good. I'm sorry.
Hey, sorry. How did that table taste? Does it taste like freedom?
It's good.
Mountain Dew and Lysol. Please, Adam, continue.
Yeah. So, anyways, I think we as fans should be more cautiously optimistic about this team only because it is a new regime. They started from the top, going to the bottom, trying to fix things here and there. But this is a complete makeover. Getting Swain and getting Wilson is a start.
Yeah.
But this coach that the Bulls got from Portland, I'm not too locked in on. I'm not too keen on.
Yeah.
More or less the fact because Portland, you look at their history, their past, and all that.
Right.
And all that. And I'm not going to go into that, but I will also say this: you got to kind of give him cut him a little slack because he is the interim head coach. He was kind of thrown into a mess there in Portland.
Oh yeah,
it was a big mess. And also, for fans, and I know I have said this a million different times on this show and other shows as well. Just because they are rookies does not mean they will show out in the first year.
Yeah. Right.
The key term is development. You gotta have these kids develop the right way, and you want them to be successful for the future. So yeah, there's going to be a year or two where they're learning, they're developing, and at the end of the day, results will speak for themselves whether those couple of years or so show on the court.
No, yeah. Look, you're on point, Adam, and Nick as well too. I mean, what you guys have said here with what the Bulls have accomplished through the draft. You've got 2 young forwards that fit your GM's kind of theory. You acquire Nick Claxton with nothing to give up for. Like, all you had to do was nice. Yeah, I mean, you're taking on the $21 million, but here's the beauty of it. The Bulls already had the money in place to be able to take on his salary, and still, by the way, I believe it's around $34-35 million to play with for free agency.
Oh, yeah.
And what's really cool, too, is that after the draft, Myron Graham goes on the score, which has never happened before, by the way. No GM has ever done that for the Bulls. If I'm mistaken, maybe Karnisovas did, but I can't remember it. And actually explained, well, look, I know people said in the second round you could have gone and got Vassar from UNC and a few other guys that would have been there with these second round picks. That would have made sense, right? But he explained that looking into it, there was nobody that fit what they were looking for as far as the team goes, and then said, we've got free agency coming up, and we've got money to play with, and we still have contracts that we're going to have to try and figure out some that we can maybe free up some more money. So we will have a great opportunity to go into free agency saying we can maybe go get somebody. And it's wonderful to hear a GM finally say, here's our plan, here's what we're looking at, here's how we're trying to put the team together, and then explain, too, what he saw with Caleb Wilson and Dalen Swain and how that adds to the team. It's so nice to hear a GM actually know basketball and actually explain like how everything interconnects to help Matas Buzelis kind of excel his game, and how Josh Giddey's going to help them excel their game, and where Noah Asengwe sits. It feels like the Bulls, kind of what we said with the Bears before and other teams, and now the White Sox even too. Mm-hmm. They're moving into the 21st century. They're getting out of their past and going into a future that feels like it's not going to be maybe pretty from the get-go, but like you said, Adam, it's about developing the young talent, seeing where they're coming from, putting together a young nucleus that you can say, we're building around them.
Oh, absolutely. And there's also, another thing is it's like there's no guarantee, particularly second-round picks, make the team. And plus, there could be a gem in free agency. There could be a gem in the summer league, because those are where you're going to start seeing the, maybe this is the guy we didn't look at before, but maybe we could potentially bring him on. So there's a lot of hidden gems out there. So
I'm just trying to piece together maybe I don't want to say a way too early, but an early starting 5. So are we thinking obviously Giddey at the 1?
Yeah, Giddey's at the 1 for sure.
Are we starting Rob Dillingham, or are we starting Trey Jones at the 2, or am I even wrong to assume those?
As of right now, I would say Trey Jones would be your 2, because he adds the defense and he can give you the shooting.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they can get this Peyton Watson thing locked in.
Okay.
Because Peyton Watson from the Denver Nuggets, he was a huge part of their run this year.
Trying to make a trade for him? Is that the rumor?
I believe he's a restricted free agent. Okay. He may be opting out of his current contract so he can try and get a better deal. Okay. The Nuggets are going to try and throw all the money at him because they want to save, but Trey Jones right now would probably be your 2, with Swain being the option that you could throw in at some point, I'm sure.
And then I would assume you're probably putting Vazelis, and then
Wilson's your 4.
Got to have Caleb Wilson.
Wilson's your 4.
If you're not interchanging them at the forward position at the 3 and 4, and then obviously Nick Claxton is your starting 5.
Well, and that's where I would say it's not so much Wilson changing, it's Claxton and I think Wilson that you can change that at the 4, because they're basically the same 6'10", 6'11", 215, rebounding, athletic. Yeah. It's just Wilson's offensive game, I think, is far more present than Nick Claxton. Claxton's a shot blocker, rebounder, have that be his concern and let him go to town on defense. And Caleb Wilson, you and Buzelis work both ends of the court. Run up and down, dunk on guys all day. Buzelis can shoot threes. That's the only difference. And guess what? You can teach shooting.
So is this you see that starting 5 and you're like, okay, that can get us to the semis in the East now? Is that even too far of a stretch?
I mean, considering what the East...
Are we finally out of the play-in? Are we into actual, the top 6 with that?
I would say that this team, if at its top potential, everybody hits their mark of, maybe what... Let's say, Swain and Wilson were able to recreate what they did in college, the numbers, right?
Yeah.
And put that in the pros. I don't see why this team couldn't be like a 45, 46 win team. At realistic level, I think you're looking at a team that's probably going around like 34, 35 wins maybe.
Yeah.
Just because it's going to be
and
new.
there is depth. I'm looking at that now. I mean, where you again? Okay, if we're not starting Dillingham, we have Dillingham behind Trey Jones.
I like that.
If Essengay is finally healthy, have him in the rotation. Swain, if he figures it out, maybe have him in there as well.
Absolutely.
Nick Richards will probably be the backup center in some sort of fashion. That's the only backup center.
They just have to re-sign him. That's the only thing. You have to get him back under contract because I know he's a free agent, but they still said
I'm just
he's
going
still
off
a
the
target.
ESPN roster, which also has Ulbrich still here. So there's definitely some sort of, there's definitely needs to be some sort of reset. But again, Colin Sexton, if he's around, I'm sure
that's the one thing that's been talked about is can you bring back Colin Sexton? Because Anthony Simons feels like he's going to want the big money.
Yeah.
Because he's still young, and there's all this talk that he's connected with the Warriors, but so is Colin Sexton. I would just keep Sexton just because I like his mentality. I like him at the point, even to switch him off at the 2. I wouldn't mind him maybe if you want to make him the starter at the 2 and then switch off minutes with Trey Jones while you figure out where Swain fits.
Yeah.
Because Swain's a 3-and-D guy. Yeah, his 3-point was only like 34%, and everyone's made note of that, but again, you can teach shooting, and I'll take 34% over 29%, which some of these dudes have shot in college, okay? So everything that he adds as far as a defender, as far as a guy that can play the 1 through the 4 on that defensive side, and also, by the way, too, he's a point forward. He had to do that at Texas because they didn't have a true point guard. They never locked it down. And, oh, by the way, he's a leader. Like, he was the guy they said, when we won and made it to the tournament and won our tournament game, he's the reason why. That's why I got so high on him when I was watching them in the tournament and going, that guy should be a Bull. As soon as they said he was a draft, I'm like, he should be a Bull. He should be a first-round pick. If he can fall in the second round, great. But as soon as they start, he might be a lottery pick, I'm like, please get that 15th pick because he's that guy that they could use. And thank goodness they got him. It was him and Cameron Carr, the kid from Baylor, that I was high on for them. But this is, I think, I give him an A-plus draft.
The vast majority of others did. It was ranking between an A+, the highest, or a B+, maybe at the lowest.
Yeah, and I know you're kind of a little bit mixed on Splitter for you, Adam.
Yeah,
because he's the interim. But let me just keep this in mind. Outside of a scandal,
low risk, who showed that he helped develop Denny Avija, who Denny Avija then said he was part of the reason why I was making an All-Star. Scoot Henderson gave him his props and said, we figured out how I can contribute. Shaden Sharp hit 20 points a game. It was also like managing like the veterans like Drew Holiday that were still around,
and Jerry and Grant and all of them. Like
at one point they were, I want to say they were like close to being like 10 games under 500, and to come back and be a playing team when it's
when you're playing game too and you make the playoffs,
that helps. It helps with Utah. Was it Utah?
Yeah.
They didn't even show up. But Continental just didn't show up at all.
That's very true.
But just to be there in the first place, winning the way that they did on the road, they had to win both theirs, if I'm not mistaken. So
I guess it's more just the historical factor, especially after the Derrick Rose era of things, and it's just it's just literally that level of just being consistently inconsistent, especially being a mid-tier team for what we've seen for almost a decade.
If I can also sell you on the fact of he was in the Spurs system while Greg Popovich was still at his absolute peak.
Yeah.
Played with Tim Duncan, played with Tony Parker, played with Manu Ginobili. These are not just like champions, but these are just guys that are aficionados at the game of basketball. They played, and they all have different play styles. I'm not going to say that all mixes together, but it just kind of shows that he's been around the best of the absolute best in every different position and at the coaching level as well. So I think, like I said, I don't think it's copy paste. He can't create all that into one and just be the absolute perfect coach. But I definitely do think for the low risk of probably give him a decent little contract. We're not backing up the Brinks truck for him.
Yeah,
no, of course.
But I think he can bring a ton of experience and a lot of just really, really smart basketball features to this team.
As a guy that was a former basketball player that's highly endorsed too by Popovich, as a guy who's like, if I have any players that are going to be coaches, Splitter's going to be one of them. It's always a good thing to hear.
Character thing too of him of just like if you went around the league, especially at that time when he was a player, or even now, I'm sure you're not going to get a lot of complaints about who Tiago Splitter the person is either.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm more cautiously optimistic.
No, yeah, of course.
No, I get it. And you were the right to
as
feel
we
so.
should be. As Bulls
I was
fans,
just
we
if
should.
I'm trying to get rid of your cautiousness / like
No,
I don't even know if he's going to be a bad coach.
Yeah.
Good coach, bad coach.
You know, and that adds brownie points for sure. But again, this kind of comes back to the thing of can he not perfectly develop? Obviously, there's no such thing as perfection, but can he do the job at an A++ rate at an NBA level? Can he provide the right play calls? Is he smart enough to be able to? So it's some of those little questions. So
absolutely.
So it's just I have those kind of forms of cautious optimism.
No, you have the right. You have the right to do so. And I think again, where a lot of players that turn into coaches have the same opportunity that he's had. He's had exactly the same exact experiences. Can he then now go out and recreate it? This will be his first opportunity.
Yeah,
essentially his first opportunity to do so.
Yeah, exactly.
He has all control. He's now. This was his first draft as having any sort of influence in a draft.
Yeah.
Besides maybe a couple things here and there, but
and they hired him with a perfect amount of time where I'm sure he did his homework to be able to say, okay, this is what we're looking at, then this is what I want. Yeah. It's not like Dallas where all of a sudden they're just like, yeah, you at Michigan, come over here. Yeah, you're our new head coach. Who do you want? Give me the third best Michigan player. Cool, got it. We're taking him at number 9. What? What's wrong with you guys? Mara's sitting right there. You need a center. But Montez Johnson, I'm happy for the dude.
Yeah, that was my only other thing with the draft was Mara going to the Oklahoma City Thunder made me think of the 2 giant paint bubbles from SpongeBob.
I saw
when they already have
somebody posted
Chet Holmgren. Yeah, Chet Holmgren. They're like, oh, what else do we need? Another 7'3" giant white guy.
Jeez.
Skinny white guy.
Yeah. Well, he's not skinny. He's like 260. He's a thick guy.
Okay, he's a thick guy.
He's probably the guy that you need to stop Wemby. Because he's got the ability to do it, it looks like, from his game. Because Chet's like 220. This guy's like 260 and is like a tree trunk to move. The problem is that Wemby's going to get bigger.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see that clash.
That was my only comparison. She's like, 2 giant paint bubbles.
It's really good. Yeah. I will say this for the Bulls with the Summer League, they signed some really good players. Jalen Sellers from Providence, who was one of their top scorers on the year. Toby Awaka, who was projected to be a second-round pick that fell out of the draft, who's a defensive forward, who's a guy who was at Arizona, really well known on a 2-way contract. 2 other guys at Exhibit 10. One of your dudes, Houston Mallett, who's actually been a huge contributor for Alabama as far as the defensive side goes, and a shooter as well, too. And then you've got Donovan Atwell from Texas Tech, who was underrated on that team as a guard, but a guy that projects possibly to be like a second-round kind of talent. So they've got guys even in the Summer League that I'm looking at and I'm going, wow, some of these guys not only can actually make maybe the Windy City Bulls team, but they may actually make the roster as like a backup that could come on and give some minutes here and there to kind of be that rugged dude that plays in. Like, everybody they brought in, I like. Everything that they've done so far reads to, okay, it's a rebuild. You're trying to put something together. You're building, sorry, Nick, a culture. you're putting it together in a way that says we're coming of age. We're not, it's no more Michael Jordan. It's no more Derrick Rose. We love that. But it's now Caleb Wilson. It's Modest Buzelis. It's these guys.
Stop selling you on nostalgia and just sell you on these young kids.
Yes.
Like, let's get these guys going.
I love it.
You got these young.
You could do the 90s stuff kind of on the side, but the new era is here right now.
Absolutely. You embrace what the past was, but formally, first and foremost, here's where we're going. Here's where we want to be at. And I'm happy to see that the city's getting excited for it. There's a new energy in this city with the Bears being good and the White Sox being good and the Cubs kind of being good. It's really hard to tell.
Is it now, like, I mean, just to go all the way back to the New York Knicks winning the title, is it now, like, the Bulls are the next, like, the big city that hasn't done it in a while? Not on top of
53 years is still crazy, though.
I mean, that is pretty good. But would it now be the Bulls having the longest?
I mean,
actually no, probably the Blazers. They probably even.
Yeah, the Blazers are 77. They would be the longest running without a title. Obviously, Sacramento with no title, of course.
Oh, no, they were in the finals in the 90s. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah.
But then that kind of brings you back to the Bulls, where the Bulls haven't been back. They haven't been in the championship.
As far as a major city goes, they would be like of the marquee names, right? Lakers, Knicks, and the Bulls and Obviously, if you want to throw in like Philadelphia and stuff like that, they would maybe be the one.
Yeah, okay. 76ers haven't.
Yeah, the 76ers haven't done it in a while. 83, was the last time.
Okay.
And that was Julius.
All right,
Harden
so
was
I'm
still
gonna put them more on the hook before the Bulls do.
Yeah,
Okay,
but as far as like.
So the 76ers get it done this year. We gotta go. Like, all right, now we gotta start getting this together.
I don't think we have to worry about that. I think we're in good hands.
Allstate, are you in good hands?
Yeah, well, not if you're in Philadelphia right now.
Or Brooklyn.
They've got Brooklyn. I'll say this: Brooklyn feels like they're in a bit better position, maybe more than ever. Yeah, I know. No,
Brooklyn, I feel like you know, the Twilight Zone, all of a sudden you get cast in the cornfield. That's where you're going.
I don't understand that. Like the trade, cool that they got Claxton for the Bulls. That's awesome. Yeah. But I don't understand where Randall fits in that. I don't. Where are you going with it? I just watching the draft too. Like poor Cuff is just like, really? This is where I'm going, Brooklyn. Like, poor guy looked like he was in pain.
Who got drafted by the Kings? And Brian Scalabrine was like, yeah, that's my guy.
He
thought he was going to Cleveland.
Yeah.
He's like, yep, you see, you go through my program, you go through my camp, you get drafted to the Cavs. He goes, he's actually going to Sacramento. He goes, maybe don't take my camp.
Yeah. Calibran, I think is his name. Yeah. Look, it's not that the Kings are going to be terrible. They're just going to be not good.
Okay.
If that makes... I don't think they're gonna. It's not. I'm trying to save them in some way.
I think I got a term.
Go for it, Adam, because maybe you can help me.
You're spraying Febreze on crap.
Sure, that's a kind of way to, because they still got Sabonis and.
I think of the term incredibad. Is he?
Yeah, that might be
just so good. They're so good, but they're still so bad that they're gonna end up losing. Like,
look, move to Vegas. Move to Vegas already, and let's just get this over with. Because I don't understand it. I like. They've just got another guy that's who's unfortunately just going to be like, okay, so now we have to wait another 4 or 5 years before they can exit out like Halliburton and Fox, I guess. It feels like a G League team that's trying here, unfortunately.
Also, it's not the first time the Kings have been brought up in relocation rumors.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Seattle.
My God. It's left and right with them. But overall, for what the Bulls did, fantastic job, I would say. Again, it's all on paper. We're going to have to wait and see, but
because that whole calendar year needs to change. Like this is this isn't my not everyone went off on social media.
Absolutely,
how dumb it was that they're going up. Like, oh, congratulations. How does it feel to go to the Heat? And like, I'm actually going to Oklahoma.
Like, can you? Do you guys not? Who's not relaying information in the truck, if you will?
I mean, it's that. Like I said, these officially can't be made. So like, we're just always going to have these cursed images of them being a part of a team that they weren't drafted by.
And who says these trades can't be canceled? I mean, look at the Max Crosby trade to Baltimore.
That is the fair point. Like at some point they come through and they go, "Ooh, actually, he's not healthy. We don't really want this pick."
Max's knees decided to take a vacation to Cancun.
Yeah, exactly.
Good way to transition into Giannis and LaMelo and.
Yeah,
I think that was the only other two like big ones.
Those were the only two like giant trades. There's been a few like outside of.
We already mentioned like Nick Claxton or the Bulls.
Yeah,
Austin Reeves signing that contract with the Lakers too. That was big for them too.
Yeah, well, he intends to sign. He said he intends. Whether that actually goes through or not, everybody right now is saying I intend to.
I also intend to sign the same contract.
As do I. Yes.
Agree to the contract.
Yeah, I'm gonna intend to sign with the Dodgers, but
LaMelo going to Minnesota though too.
That's the thing is that out of these two trades.
I like that. I intend to sign with the Dodgers. They're just not picking up any of my calls.
No,
it's very strange.
I don't know why they're not calling me back. I keep calling them. What kind of relationship is this? But out of these two trades, I'm looking at them both, and at least from my perspective, I'm going for Minnesota. If anything, they gained what they were trying to look for, which was a playmaker that can help kind of relieve the pressure off of Anthony Edwards. The Miami to Milwaukee trade for me just doesn't land because I don't know unless Miami is clearly going to get top-notch free agents that are going to add value to that team like right now. I don't see where they're actually going to be able to say, well, we've got Giannis, we've got Bam, and now we've re-signed Andrew Wiggins. We're championship bound. Like, and Nick and Adam help me figure this out. Like on the Miami side, because Milwaukee, I get
Milwaukee. I mean, they basically turned into the Miami Bucks. Like, it was 4 or 5 of them going over there. Essentially, the entire starting lineup for Miami was going over there, minus now Giannis and Hell, I don't even know.
Bobby Portis.
Bam
Yeah.
Adebayo.
Yeah.
So Tyler Hero goes over there, who was coming off of another 20-plus point game season, all-star. So that's somewhat of a guy to maybe build around.
Sure. I have my questions on that. But
Oh, of course. I think this is definitely like you got a bunch of like high-end role players that you could definitely like if you added a superstar there,
right?
Insert whoever you want to, maybe, but they can maybe make some room there, maybe make a little bit of noise in the East, but not enough that it's like actually worth anything.
Yeah, I mean,
on the Miami side,
what the hell?
Giannis went from Giannis went from everything he was complaining about in Milwaukee. Now he's going to be eventually just doing the exact same thing in Miami.
Yeah,
minus now he just won't have his brothers to become because Pat Riley's like I'm not
doing
the kibosh on
yeah,
it.
I know.
No more Antetokounmpos.
Yeah,
you know, one
Fernandes,
Antetokounmpo.
have fun in Europe is essentially what I heard.
Yeah.
Like, I just like. I looked at the trade and I'm like, I get the picks. I understand Giannis, he's worth it. He's a top player, but like you said, everything you gave up was essentially what you need in Miami to help fill out that roster so you can go win a championship.
When
so
all that Giannis complained about was like, I don't have enough help. I don't have enough guys that are committed to winning. I don't have this. I don't have that. Okay, now you're going to Miami where you had all that, but they just traded all that for you. So now you have Bam Adebayo, who plays a pretty similar role, you know, and he's an outside shooter, rebounds a ton, tall, lanky guy. They're both just going to get in each other's way, I feel. I don't feel like that's the best.
They will clash at some point.
It's not going to be the best chemistry to have out there. It's going to be a crazy. You're not going to be able to score down low on them.
No.
So, but otherwise, like you're just going to need a bunch of 3-and-D guys, which I don't know who you're going to have at that point. And then we already talked about off air, like Norman Powell, like probably not going to be able to re-sign him.
No,
so
the money.
Another one of your guys there.
The money that they have to owe him right now would be around $20 million a year or so, and he's 30. He's 33. But at this point, he's probably going to go ring chasing too. Like he's going to go look for a team, maybe Denver or something like that, where I'm like, I can contribute, I can help them out, get them to the playoffs, win that playoff series. You go to Miami now, like, okay, that might look good on paper, but what do you have that's coming off the bench to relieve you?
Yeah, and I'm not putting it past. I think Spoelstra can still piece something together to make it salvageable. Again, you're in the East, so it's basically
pretty weak.
Knicks. Detroit will give you a good regular season, but they're probably going to fall apart in the postseason again. They're just too young. There's not enough experience.
Also, when you just have Cade Cunningham there and not a secondary shooter, you're kind of screwed there.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
You're dealing with 3 or 4 teams that are maybe like, okay, I can maybe see you in the finals, but I'm not putting everything on top of that. Like, I would never put the word guarantee next to any of those names. Like, it's hard.
No, absolutely.
It's gonna. I give the Heat some sort of like chance to piece something together because again, if you just get prime MVP style Giannis, he'll be able to give you 40, 50 wins basically just by himself.
Yeah.
And not really need just a bunch of role players around him. But I just don't see that happening year one right away. When I just told you again, like. Bam's probably going to get in the way somehow, some way.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just from seeing this alone, I mean, the Milwaukee Bucks just completely, again, tore up the roster a little bit. You traded Giannis, and of course, the biggest piece to this, Bobby Portis.
Yeah,
and you just overall, this is absolutely a pretty a no duh moment, but this is an absolute win for Milwaukee. You got Tyler Hero in that trade, big centerpiece in that. You got 3 first-round picks. If I'm correct,
yes, 3 first-round,
second-round pick
swap.
Yeah, I mean, you essentially not only hit the reset button, but could potentially accelerate this rebuild/retool, and are able to potentially win the NBA championship probably in the next 6 or 8 years. And not just that, but the Hornets also did something similar. They have 3 2033 first-round picks, which is also crazy. I know we've talked about it a couple times, but why are they doing picks that late? Like that much in the future.
Think a lot of teams have kind of just sold off a lot of their stuff. And
it's like selling off your soul for watching
it's to a certain point. I don't know what the cutoff is, but you can only go so far ahead of just trading off those picks as well.
Yeah, you can only go so far.
A lot of teams are finally like, okay, that opportunity is opening up. Okay, I can go like 5 years into the future now and start trading off those.
Yeah,
or something like that.
But you're downplaying your future.
No, of course. Problem. And that was the issue with Milwaukee. So they sold off all those first rounders trying to please Giannis over the past 6 years getting Drew Holiday, and what they ended up doing, trading away Drew Holiday and getting Damian Lillard. What happened with that? You got a torn Achilles out of that.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, what they got was Pascal Siakam's in
No, he's
Indiana.
in Indiana.
He's in Indiana. Who was the pacer that went from
Miles Turner.
Miles Turner.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they wanted Miles Turner, who we come to find out later that essentially that Giannis was not really happy about getting Miles Turner.
No. He
not.
was upset because that's a guy that plays similar to him that gets in his way.
You're gonna again going back to down. Now you're just again it's the same exact thing down there.
Trying to get rid of a cancer in a locker room.
That's the thing is like, I mean, you keep looking around and going, what's the problem? What's the problem? And it seems like you're saying everybody else.
I forgot. I want to give credit to the video, but I can't remember off the top of my head. I'll try and maybe find out in our commercial. But it was essentially saying like, at a certain point you can't be like trying to solve the mess, but you basically caused it yourself.
He did. Like this really stems back from when they had Adrian Griffin as the head coach. They're third in the East, but they're complaining about defense, and they don't like his coaching style. They fire him and hire Doc Rivers, and they fell from 3rd to 6th and almost went into the play-in tournament. And you go, well, you caused this. You can't be upset about the mess that you made. You can't suddenly go, hey, who broke that vase?
Yeah.
When you clearly have the hand that broke
It's the Eric Andre template. When he turns around and he shoots.
Who killed Hannibal? Who shot Hannibal?
Yeah, he shoots Hannibal. He's like, how could someone have done this?
What do you mean?
Like,
You're
wait
holding
a
the gun.
Hey, wait a minute.
Because I'm looking at what they gave up. Yeah, Tyler Hero, but you always gave up Jaime Jaquez Jr., who's a solid forward. You gave up Kasparas Jacunius, who's a really good shooter for them. And Keller Ware is a guy that I really like as a center.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to be a starter, but he's got that vibe of a guy who, at his peak, 18-10 with a block and a half kind of guy. Like, there's enough here that if you're Milwaukee, you go, we've got some starters maybe an all-star out of these guys in like Jacunius or maybe Jaquez. There's potential, and then you've gotten to the draft, and you got really good talent in the draft too. Yeah. Like, I'm sorry, like you said, Adam, they could be there again in the finals in the next 6 to 8 years, maybe even sooner if these guys hit fast.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's God, man. If you're Jimmy Haslam owned, you suck.
Yeah.
If you're the Browns or the Bucks, you are terrible. You do not have that man be your owner. But I'll give it to at least Minnesota. That's a team now that feels like they're back in it. Like, that was a move.
Okay, I was on not the.
I know you're the Timberwolves guy, so
I was just a little hesitant. Like, not the fact that they got rid of what they got rid of. Like, it does suck. Like, losing a piece like Naz Reid, just
right?
For the fact of like he was just so connected to that team, and a lot of people loved him. The fact they were getting Naz Reid.
I thought he was going to be a starter at some point.
Yeah, that too. But I don't know. Maybe I just don't follow or watch enough LaMelo Ball. Like, I just kind of felt like that wasn't going to be. That doesn't put the Timberwolves over the hump just yet, especially just in the West. Like, good. Maybe you solve that issue of giving Anthony Edwards a true number 2, like a guy that can really truly rely on.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be like what him, LaMelo. Probably roll with like even Io DeSumo if he wants to break out. You earn that 5-year contract.
That's the thing is Io getting that deal. A lot of people thought, oh, he's the starting point guard, and I was like, no, he's just a really good 6th man. That's why he's getting the deal.
I think so. I think that's going to be the case.
Which is fine. He's getting his money.
Yeah, roll with Rudy Gobert, he's going to just kind of
lumber.
Yeah, probably be if you're playing 2K, he's probably going to be like an 83 overall for the rest of his career. Like, just it is what it is. Maybe one of those kind of middling.
It's really funny.
Like one of those like middling centers. So it kind of feels just like that. So in my mind, I know the odds changed like massively for them.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I was like, does that really put them over the hump of like, okay, if I was to sit down and really watch them play against the Spurs or the Thunder, does that put them over in a 7-game series? I don't quite know.
That's the thing that I looked at because I saw people talking about that. Like, is this the move that puts them over the hump? And I was going, I think if anything, it keeps them in the fight.
Contention,
yeah, it keeps you in the fight. But if you're going to a 7-game series, you might be able to push it to a game 7 because maybe LaMelo hits some big shots. Yeah. But I still feel like you have no answer to what the other teams provide.
I say all this. They were still able to take care of Denver with all the injuries that they had going up against them. They essentially didn't have Anthony Edwards that entire series, and you were going up against a healthy Jokic on the other end. They took them down in 6 games. So again, there's the writings are on the wall, and that was also because Io just went bonkers in that series towards the end.
Of course.
For whatever reason, he just turned it up. So again, there's the writing is on the wall for Minnesota just as a team as a whole to play good basketball. Again, on paper still, it'd just be like, yeah, I'm gonna go with the Thunder. I'm gonna go with the Spurs over the Timberwolves, and probably again on a coin flip, hell, maybe Denver does come back and probably win a series or something like that. I don't know. It's really tough to tell so far right now. I haven't seen anything, so that's gonna be a wait and see for me for sure.
I just want to have this little nugget that I saw yesterday. But
maybe that's my cautious optimism flipping back to you. Now,
no,
we're just going to do a little role reversal now. I'm going to be a little cautious optimism for my Timberwolves.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you always got to be cautiously optimistic for a new regime as a fan because you never know what it could literally go on one side or the other.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes you just got to, knock on the wood. But yeah, the little nugget I wanted to point out here was that I guess the Miami Heat are looking at Ja Morant. And the thought I got from that, I'm like, what is this, the Real Housewives of Miami, the NBA edition?
See,
it just doesn't need to be in a place like
that's the thing is like you can sell me on Jaws saying all that stuff of like I've rehabilitated myself, I'm not into that kind of stuff anymore, I'm not hanging out with the same people, but people say that stuff all the time. Is he really doing that? We have to find out. Is he still a playmaker? Is he still a guy that can do big stuff? Of course. And all this linked to him in Miami, and now we've heard obviously there's possibility of him coming to Chicago too. That's all great and fine if you're just getting Ja Morant, who was not obviously in these incidents. However, post-incident Ja Morant is where the problem is. Putting him in Miami or even here in Chicago, I feel like is opening up the door for trouble because already in Memphis, nothing against Memphis, but there's not a lot to do. So you can get into some stuff if you want to get into some stuff. Here in Chicago, and I definitely know in Miami, you can get into some stuff without even trying to turn your head. You can just walk into it.
Oh, it'll come to you.
Yes, essentially, it'll come to you. So if that's what Miami wants to do, fine. I don't think it's a bad move necessarily. It's a good move in the sense if you get a point guard that can score and help kind of dish the ball out. But the moment something goes down and you hear that Ja Morant you go, oh, God, what? And that's the thing. Does Pat Riley and does Eric Spoelstra want that on their paper where all of a sudden you're going, we got to worry about him now. We just made this Giannis move. We've had to revamp the team, and now we got to worry about him. Like,
I mean, you might as well.
My only counter would be to that. Again, I'm not disagreeing with anything that you just said. My only counter would be maybe on my fallacy of just like relying on, committing to authority or submitting to authority. But I think that if anyone could, Spoelstra probably could rein him in.
Yeah,
make him. Hey, let's do this. Let's not deal with all the outside factors. Let's just play ball. I've held, we have Wade. We've had all these other, we had a bunch of teams here. I've dealt with a lot of chaos, a lot of talent all at one time. I think I could figure out what Ja Morant's, I think we can figure them out. Maybe.
That's a fair point. Miami is all about structure. They've always, and I'll give that to Pat Riley and Spoelstra. They've always been about it's a system that works.
That was the fallacy.
Yes. And I'm in the same boat too. Authority and me do not always click. Trust me, I will push back all the time.
So I think that if there is one coach right now that you can point to, be like, hey, fix this guy. If it's insert any name you want, I would be like, I think you could probably throw him down to Miami. I think Spoelstra will probably take care of him.
No, yeah, absolutely. That's a good point, and maybe that's more the reason why. If you're Bulls fans, stop it.
Yeah,
leave it alone and stop it. Shout out for Peyton Watson and free agency. Okay, they've got the money. Let them work. I will say this just to kind of end it off, and then we'll get to a break here. This does make me feel like this upcoming NBA season has some legs to it. Like the Knicks winning the championship was a nice run. The Spurs being in there with the face of the NBA, Wembanyama. This offseason now feels like, okay, we've got something cooking here. Especially if all this news about possibly LeBron and AD going to the Warriors. If our man Drew DeBucker is right about this and Team AARP, the Expendables are uniting.
I don't want to steal his thunder because I'm sure he'll talk about it on the fifth quarter.
I'm for it.
Expendables theory is so hilarious.
I love it.
It's got some legs to it for sure.
I love it. I'm in for it. But I think this season is now ramping up. This season's ramping up now. I think if you haven't watched the NBA, I think you might be able to find, if anything, a reason for your team or maybe a drama or something there. Something's going to be like, I need to now maybe see how at least the beginning of the season goes, and we'll see. Because this feels like a year where it's like things could really go haywire. Trade deadline could get crazy. Who's an all-star? How many of these rookies are going to pop? Because so many of them. I'm really excited.
Okay.
Damn, I'm going to say it. I'm excited about the NBA season, and I haven't been able to say that for a while.
Yeah.
Especially for the Bulls. The Bulls with this draft definitely helps.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's probably start off with this draft again. All the prime rookies that we want to see from here. We want to see how Boozer plays out.
Yeah.
You want to see how everyone.
Can Darren Peterson be this kind of that it player? Who of the late picks are going to be those guys? Like it's enthralling.
Yeah.
It's
on top of you also it's also the trade that didn't go through.
Yeah.
How's Jaylen Brown gonna feel? Game 1 when he walked first day of practice. So what was that?
Oh, that's
so what the hell was that, guys?
That's right there with the Nomar Garciaparra Knicks trade of him getting sent back to Boston and just being like, "Hey Nomar, how you doing again? Good to see you." Somebody else go talk to him, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh
so
man.
We'll see. I think I'm gonna agree with you. I think there's slightly going to be some more intrigue, more on the on the drama side, or just the story. There's going to be a lot more storylines that you can kind of latch onto this year.
Yeah,
it's like the Real Housewives.
I know, absolutely. I mean,
the only thing now,
Jaylen Brown going to get traded. What's New York going to do too? Because they're going to their owner just went, "I'm not paying into the second apron," and I'm sure his GM just went, "Come on, man, we just won a title, and now you say that."
And now I'm also thinking about this now too. I don't know if Knicks fans are going to be making this, but just to make them more insufferable than they already are. The fact
talk about Josh like that.
The fact that they won the mid-season tournament and the finals. Like, there's going to be some claim. Like, every time some team wins the mid-season but doesn't win the finals, be like, oh, well, that they haven't done that since the Knicks did it in 2026.
That was last year.
Exactly.
Oh my God! It's just going to be
the constant. That'll almost be like their 16-0 streak every time the Miami Dolphins like, okay, cool, no perfect seasons, good, pop the champagne.
No, it's only if you have Danhausen on your side. That's how you win it. Right. You have to have the curse lifted, folks. That's how you do it.
Also, I'll just kind of slap the bun on top of the burger here, but I know I've said this, but I'm going to reiterate this. But just because you guys have a first round talent, depending on the team, like they won't show the results, that first year.
Right.
So
it may take a moment. Not many are LeBron. Not many are even Kobe wasn't Kobe at the very beginning. You have to remember that. So
no, absolutely. But development takes time, and it depends on their skill set. It depends on the playmaking ability that they have. So
the coach, the team around them, the organization itself. Because God forbid if you're like Portland, they're gonna move. Like come on, man, you can't front $300 million to the $600 million that needs to renovate the arena. Really, you can't do that. You're a billionaire multiple times over. Come on.
The fact that you own two teams on different ends of the country kind of says a lot.
And one of them just won a championship. Like, what are we talking about here, man? Dude, come on. All right. Well, folks, that's going to do it for the NBA stuff. I know we went a little bit long on that, but we just wanted to recap on everything. But let us know. Yeah. Let us know what you guys think. How happy are you with the Bulls? Are you giddy for joy? What do you think the Bulls are going to do? How do you feel about the NBA draft, the offseason as a whole? What do you think is going to happen with free agency? Comment down below. Let us know. We want to hear from you guys on that as well. So when we do come back, though, ladies and gentlemen, baseball is hitting that moment, folks. All-Star breaks coming up. Trade deadlines right around the corner. We're going to be talking all that, more, and then some here on Blow the Whistle on SportsNowChicago.com.
I sound a little cocky, but I think we're legends in Chicago. We really are.
SportsTownChicago.com.
We're all looking to save $1 these days, right? Well, Pino's Old Man is the perfect spot for pizza lovers with the $10 and under menu that'll make your taste buds and your wallet happy. Fried chicken sandwiches, just $6. It's so good I had to start working there just to eat it every day. That's not all. Grab 2 large one-topping pizzas with extra cheesy goodness and a 2-liter soda for just $26.30. Plus, order online and get 5% off exclusive deals. Family owned and operated for 30 years, open 7 days a week, and until 1 a.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. Check them out on the corner of North Main and Willoughby. Pino's on Main.
Oh my God, I need some Pookie's crack cake. Pookie's crack cakes.
Yeah, girl. You ain't never heard about the best crack cakes in Chicago?
They're right there in the Bronzeville area, cereal right at 105 East 47th Street.
They're moist, delicious, premium homemade cakes made fresh daily. One bite and you're addicted.
They got the caramel cake, butter pecan praline, and red velvet. Ooh, and don't forget the strawberry lemonade and a chocolate Oreo dream.
They're open Wednesday through Saturdays, 11 to 6 p.m. Sundays, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. And they're closed Mondays and Tuesdays.
Early arrival is highly recommended. First come, first serve. They give out tickets at 10 a.m.
Just mention you heard it right here on Real Girl Talk Radio, and you'll get a free butter cookie with your purchase.
Make sure you follow them on Instagram and Facebook at Pookie's Crack Cakes.
Girl, where you going?
I gotta go get my crack cake.
Let's go. Looking for a great bargain? Want to find cool collectibles? Need to get fresh fruit and vegetables for the family? Come on down to Swaparama. 3 great locations, 42nd and Ashland in Chicago, Melrose Park, and Alpha, with hundreds of indoor and outdoor vendors selling clothing, tools, electronics, and much, much more. Have stuff for sale? Become a Swaparama vendor and turn your hidden treasure into cash. Visit their website for market days, hours, and vendor information. Go to swap-o-rama.com. Swaparama, the first name in flea markets.
There's only one place to watch your favorite sports team and have mouth-watering pizza. Come on down to Moretti's Pizzeria, where you can get a pizza for half the price every Tuesday. Try out our delicious varieties of pizza, sandwiches, and much more. I don't know about you, but a gooey mac and cheese pizza with a size of cheesy mozzarella sticks and watching sports sounds like paradise to me. Stop by at one of our 12 locations near you. We're open 7 days a week, anywhere from 10:30 a.m. to midnight. Visit our website, Moretti'sRestaurants.com, for delivery, catering, and even private parties. Moretti's, we bring the fun.
Get money for that old car sitting in your driveway today. No more insurance payments. No more playing taxi for your friends and your family. More room in your garage with Winning Auto Wrecker. Winning Auto Wrecker comes directly to you and takes that problem car away and off your hands. Call anytime, day or night, at 888-555-0910. Or go to winningautorex.com and we will take that junk off your hands in no time. You win, we win with Winning Auto Wreckers.
And welcome back, everybody, to the roof.
Car ain't got no roof.
I was gonna say it sounds so much like a Rick Ross beat.
We the best.
I'm sweating while I'm eating. Don't know what I'm doing. Sorry,
I breathe too heavy.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I mean, what was it? The soundtrack from the Suicide Squad.
Something like that. Yeah.
It was like, I don't know. That's exactly what they reminded me of. Purple Lamborghini.
Yeah,
that's what it's called. Purple Lamborghini.
Yeah, the Windy City Bowl's open now.
Yeah, baby. Welcome back. Welcome back, everybody, here to the Blow the Whistle here at SportsTalkChicago.com. Andrew Valentine with Nick Johnson and Adam Schneider here. We just got done talking about the NBA draft and the free agent
Rick
market.
Ross sitting right next to me. So
Yeah, man. Lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
That's what that Miami Heat will do to you.
Shaved.
Now they gotta have a 30 for 30 documentary. It's like, yeah, I weighed at like 450 pounds. Like,
but yeah, folks, like we said, got done talking about the NBA and all that good stuff here. Now, folks, we move into baseball. That's right, because the baseball season is heating up.
Balls and sticks.
Absolutely. And my goodness, from where we're sitting at right now here in the city of Chicago, it is looking like it's going to be a happy season for all. White Sox coming off of a huge win over the Cleveland Guardians.
Series win there.
That cements them as the first or tied for first.
Now, they lost yesterday.
Yes.
5-4, so they're back to being tied for first in the Central with the Guardians. But yeah, nice little home back at home. Another home win. 10 straight home series wins. Hasn't been done in team history.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Even with all those those 90s teams, obviously the 05 squad, has not been done ever in franchise history. So that's awesome to see. On the flip side, gotta start winning games on the road. Gotta start winning series and games on the road. This White Sox squad on the road is, I'm looking at it right here. You brought it up, 15-25 on the road. That is second worst in the Central, behind the Tigers, who, exactly that. They swept them at home, which was not good. The Tigers were doing awful, to be fair. Tariq Skubal had a start, but I think it was
even still.
Yeah, I think he got a no decision. So it was almost like, okay, cool. It's gonna be just a low scoring game. Also yelled at Mike Vassell, but Vassell had a really nice play by play. He was on commentary the next day and had a really nice interaction. So I thought he explained it pretty well. It was kind of funny. But yeah, getting wins on the road is definitely the big issue right now. On top of a lack of some pitching depth that could definitely be better. But just to be here in this position when they didn't think the White Sox were going to have this opportunity, not having their superstar in Murakami.
No,
he's slowly
another
coming
week
back.
out, right?
Yeah, probably. I'd probably see him just before or definitely after the All-Star break. I would think. Didn't have Kyle Teal all up until about last week. So that's really nice to see. Back to him getting not just the offense that he could provide. He's already had his first home run back this season.
Yeah.
But just taking command behind the plate, where you saw a struggling Edgar Caro, not only swinging the bat, but also just kind of being hesitant with the ABS system.
Yeah.
Not the best defensive catcher. Thought you could throw Drew Romo back there, who again, but maybe a better defensive catcher. Not really also great.
Right.
Not hitting his weight on the offensive side. So two struggling backup catchers right there. You definitely need your starter back. So glad Kyle Teal is back in that case. But overall, like I said, just glad to see that the rate is bumping. Like that 22-1 win that later turned out, that later transitioned into the Marshmallow concert for some fans that stuck around. So that was I had a lot of I had some friends there. I obviously WRMN squad. Mike Napolitano was there. Tilo was there. That place was on fire. Like a lot of large attendances.
Yeah,
their attendance rate has gone up a lot. As of just
I was going to say,
averaging
looking at the cameras in the rate, it looks so much more full than it ever has. Yeah, it is. People are even in standing room in some cases to go see the games.
I went for that Toy Story, you had to buy the specialty ticket.
Yeah.
Love the jersey that they got. It was a Monday. You don't really get 20,000 people on a Monday.
No.
That doesn't happen.
It is summer, but still, it's middle of the day. It's work day.
It wasn't a free, it wasn't one of those first 20,000 you get a guaranteed free thing. You had to buy the specialty ticket,
right?
Which a lot of people did. And there was a lot of people wearing the jersey and whatnot, but a lot the stands were filled. They had the tarps off up in the 500 section.
Yeah,
that place was rolling. It was again one of those things where I'm just sitting there, I'm like, damn. I used to be able to go get my hot dog so quick and sit back down. Now I gotta wait for 2 innings for anything. The trade-off of now my team is good sucks when I want all the convenient stuff.
Damn it! Be bad again. Come on.
Almost. Yeah.
I can't get my beef if the line is all the way out the door. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's getting no beef.
Anything but the Vienna beef, guys.
I'm turning into Cartman when he opens up the Cartman land. The lines. That's all it is.
A friend, Danny, I want to ride the bumper. Get the hell out of here! Get out of my amusement park!
Here, you can have it back.
Yeah, that's how I felt.
Our friend Drew, who was a sports emphasis student, was also there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was supposed to go to that game actually.
For the Toy Story game.
Yes, unfortunately, the person I wanted to go with did not want to go, so I had to.
It's not a good game. It was a walk off. That was nice.
It looked like a pretty good one, and I really wanted to go because Marshmallow was.
You could have seen Nick.
This past.
I'm a fan of
past Saturday. Yeah, my buddy, like I said, that 22-1 game that was awesome.
Yeah.
If we're flipping back to just the team itself. Yesterday's win was nice. You got to see a dominant Grant Taylor in 2 innings of work.
Mm-hmm.
He had 19 pitches thrown. 18 of them were strikes. You saw him throw upwards of 102.
Yeah.
Struck out 4 of the 6. And again, came down to a crucial thing when you had to go, walk it off in the bottom of the 9th, and Jacob Gonzalez gets it done. 7th walk-off by the 7th different White Sox. So I thought that was awesome to add to that too. But that also told me that Sir Anthony Dominguez in big save opportunities, you're done. You're in low leverage situations now at best.
Yeah.
I went even when I was there live, like I said, for that last week's Monday's game when Sam Antonacci walked it off, I was sitting there. I just screamed DFA Sir Anthony right there. There is nothing else for him to do. That was another instance of either confidence is shot or the book is out on him or something like that. And then I always pan back to, we just really were suckers this whole offseason. We just sat there, we were just like, wow, Sir Anthony Dominguez getting him this late in the offseason?
Yeah.
There was no red flag.
Why wouldn't anybody want him?
Well, it's crazy that no one wanted him. I can kind of see why nobody wanted him.
I just want to quickly say, was it Tyrion Arnold just got released?
Oh, really?
Yes.
Right.
It just broke. I wanted to say that right now.
Definitely get to that.
Yeah, definitely.
Just got released.
Okay. Wow. Well, we will definitely tear into that when
according
we get
to Adam
NFL
Schefter.
Here. Okay.
Yeah. So,
jeez.
White Sox again. Just to end on a positive note. I'm liking how this is shaping up.
Yeah.
Miguel Vargas is on fire. The fact that he's not on the ballot to be an all-star makes me so upset.
It's a shame when I look at the all-star names that are popping up there, and I'm going
same heads. It's the fan voting needs to stop.
No, yeah, I was just gonna say fan voting needs to end ASAP.
It's not just at the MLB; it's at NBA.
There shouldn't be this many Toronto Blue Jays up for. I'm sorry, as much as I'm rooting for that team.
The fact that Ernie Clement was the
absolutely not.
It's him and Ohtani are the guaranteed all-stars no matter what. I just sat there and I go, he's not even going to be the best second baseman on this all-star team.
No,
and he's being the official unanimous all-star for the AL side.
I would rather...
Okay, for sure.
The NHL had a similar issue too because they just to quickly talk about how it relates to this. The NHL in 2016 was like, hey, fans, who do you want in? They put in the worst hockey player, John Scott.
Yeah.
In the NHL All-Star game, they took it out literally the next season because they were like, "Are you kidding me? You did that?"
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Like in the NBA, Steph Curry could be hurt all year long. Who's going to be at the All-Star ballot? It's going to be Curry. It's going to be LeBron. It's going to be Kevin Durant, and it's going to be.
Well, that's why now they have their little alternates that they have to name because if those guys can't go, you have to plug somebody in. But it's like, well, some of those guys are far more deserving than some of the guys they actually get named to the All-Star, which is just ridiculous.
Miguel Vargas is number one in every.
It's one of the top third basemen going right now, offensively and defensively.
Or number 1, 2, or 3 in every single third base offensive stat.
Yeah.
Sure, like I said, if you found that, you could probably confirm that for sure.
His glove is, I think, in the top 10 as far as his defensive ability.
Yeah.
Like he's risen highly in that kind of regard.
The fact that he's going to be behind Vlad,
who
hasn't done anything this year.
As a Toronto Blue Jay supporter, I apologize because that should not be
bonkers.
Yep.
This
Shohei Ohtani has 3.3 mil, and then Ernie Clement has 3.2.
It's just not shitting.
That's outrageous.
I will
pitch good for him. And I know he had a nice little renaissance and a nice World Series, and then that transition later into the WBC and whatnot.
Of course,
that does not. He should not be.
He's nowhere near the caliber of a player that should be on the All-Star list. I get his defense and all of that; it's incredible.
Again,
but
Trout, what has he done this year? He's done nothing.
Yeah,
Byron Buxton. Okay, yes, he's had a big surge this season. I can see that.
Right.
I'm looking at literally
Springer's done nothing this year.
I'm looking at every single position here just for the All-Star voting. There is a Blue Jay, at least one Blue Jay on every single. That is ridiculous.
It is a lot of Canada supporting Canada, and I understand that if that's the case. But
put me in there.
Yeah,
Again, it's not hating on the guys. It's hating on the system.
Yeah, it's the fact that you've allowed the fans to have this opportunity to have their chime in, and you're taking it into account, and now it's starting to screw things up for guys who are clearly. What is it? Dingler is clearly above and away, but one of the best catches right now in baseball. He's not even going to be a starter. Yeah, he's going to be having to come off the bench, which is ridiculous.
Had to be I think he was the number one catcher, so I think that's going to be fine for the AL side.
Which is fine. Yeah, then that's fine. Some of it they got right, but some of these guys are getting overshadowed because again, fan voting comes into play.
It's just the casual, just the same big names.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. It really is. But no, for the White Sox, look, this team. You've got energy, you've got pop, you've got all this kind of good stuff. Everything that you needed for that baseball team has kind of clicked together, and it's coming out of 20-something-year-olds that most people would have probably said, don't expect too much from this team. Don't expect them to even be anywhere close to 40 wins by this point. The fact that they're sitting tied for the AL Central should say so much about where this team is not only at now, but where they can potentially be by next year, and even looking 3 years down the line if everybody's sticking around. And if they're drafting Cholowski, which Everything I've talked to from my baseball guys say that they are high. It's him and Grady Emerson that they're trying to get this down to, and it's really just coming back on and this is just from talking with one of my dudes from college baseball that's kind of an MLB dude at the same time, kind of has that connection. He said it really comes down to, I think the White Sox want to draft Chalowski to make him a first baseman, move Murakami to the DH, or possibly they said too, see if he can play the outfield. The problem is that Chalowski's not very quick. So then it would be put him at first, have him be the big bat first baseman that can do everything, be a commanding leader because he was a leader for that UCLA team, and then have Murakami just go to town as not being Big Papi, essentially. Yeah. The South Side Samurai, as they like to call him. I will pitch this to you, though, Nick. I was talking with some guys I know for baseball. Sandy Alcantara.
Love it.
Josh Bender. Both possibly are going to be on the trade block for the Miami Marlins. They pitched to me that there is a possibility that the White Sox, without even giving too much up, other than Billy Carlson being the big name.
Okay.
Let me see if I can get the specifics here if I can. It was for the trade for Sandy Alcantara. It would possibly be Christian Opar, Jarrell Perez, and Tyler Schweitzer.
Okay.
That would be for Alcantara. For Bender, if I'm not mistaken, it would be William Bergola Jr.
Okay.
All of them are highly seen as potential top prospects that are rising up within the White Sox system. But none of them have really been named as like big time trade targets just yet. But they have been named as possible for this trade to happen because it gives Miami back a future, as well as obviously giving the White Sox back. Where are you at with that kind of a trade?
Sandy was one of the big names I was looking at. If it's not a guy like it's going to be. I don't think the Bulls. I don't think the Sox need a bat this trade deadline. I think all the guys have come up between Braden Montgomery. He's come up and he's shown he can hit. Jacob Gonzalez come up and shown up he can hit. So every guy that they've called up bat wise has kind of panned out more or less for the right reasons. Mm-hmm. And even then, like I think a guy like Edgar Kira probably needs a reset. Like, hey, go back down.
Yeah,
you'll come back up when we think
take a break
time is right. Maybe, get a stretch of you hitting 300, get a couple home runs here and there, or something like that. But really, just start hitting the ball again, get your confidence back. So I think that could be the case. So yeah, it's going to be names like Sandy Alcantara. I don't know the rumor or necessarily the contract behind it, but if we can get a name and level of talent of like a Zach Gallen, like that would be a nice one to go to. It's going to be really tough to go inside the division, but Joe Ryan is
he
most
is all over the board as far as like everybody is talking about trading him, but nobody knows for what.
It's the same like 5 or 6 teams that you see. It's like, oh, who's interested? Well, the Cubs, the Yankees, the Tigers, everyone else is. They're all, of course. It's the same. Oh, who else is interested in this top star? Oh, everybody. Yeah, that
yes, of course.
Yes. So, what was the other name? I've seen kind of hints.
Detmers is still one that gets named out there. He's the one that gets linked to Billy Carlson more than anything.
I've seen even Luis Castillo from the Mariners kind of thrown out there as well. And just kind of all over the place.
I just threw out this trade because it was the fact that it's a starter and a closer that you're getting out of this team.
I think it's that,
because Bender has been one of the best closers in baseball right now.
It's, again, back to the White Sox of just needing pitching, whether it's starter or just bullpen help.
Yeah.
That could be a humongous get.
2 birds with a bunch of stones, obviously, in this. And I don't think then you have to even get rid of, you can DFA.
Dominguez,
but you could also move him maybe to being the setup guy, even if that's like, okay, we're not getting rid of you, but we're gonna have you set it up, and then Bender will close it out.
If the Sox have a decent little rotation, which they're kind of still inserting the starter role, right? And then quickly turning into like, Sean Burke then comes in an inning and a half later and then goes out for 6 or 7 innings, and then maybe go to the closer after that. So I could still see that. That's not viable the rest of the year. You definitely need still a bigger name. Otherwise, exactly that. If you're not going to go for the starter, give me 1 or 2 more guys in the bullpen that I can sit there and be like, okay, I know I got Grant Taylor closing for sure at this point.
Yes.
All the signs are going to be pointing at that, especially after that last performance.
That was phenomenal.
have Grant Taylor be you're like, okay, for sure I can go to him. Let me give me 2 more arms I can for sure rely on that aren't. I mean, Sean Newcomb has kind of come out and being that guy. Hudson has kind of also been a little very, very reliable as well. So it's been nice to see the bullpen somewhat help, but how much more of Anthony Kay can we get more?
That's the thing is like these guys are getting used so much now that
and Eric Fetty, like,
yeah, exactly.
He's very touch and go. Like he can give you a 1, 2, 3 innings of flawless, and then the 4th inning he just get blown up, and then back to the 5th inning of nothing. So,
and at what point, like as much as they're being used, is it possible that they may, again, knock on wood, but they possibly get hurt, right? Because now if Fetty and Kay go out, those are 2 of your best bullpen arms. So now you have to really dig in.
Kay being a starter, he's been.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I got blown. He got bunched around. He got seven hits and a couple earned off of him.
Probably would be more of a bullpen guy if this team, which I'm guessing when Hagen Smith at some point comes up, they're going to bump somebody down.
He's got to get healthy. Hopefully,
that's the biggest thing for him. But he's shown all the signs, to me at least. Watching his stuff in minor league, he looks like he's going to be. Him and Noah Schultz, I think you've got the future right there if you just continue their process. But this team has been exciting. As for the Cubs, yeah, they've been pretty good. It feels like it's really been more so one guy than anything.
Took a huge series up in Milwaukee.
They did, yes, and that was a big bump that they needed because the conversation around whether or not Hoyer and Craig Counsell were going to stick around. By the last time we did the show, they were on fire as far as like, yeah, they might be gone. Kind of is starting to turn around a little bit more. I mean, there's still a lot of people that want blood, but the team has made a huge step forward.
Cubs fans have been pointing out I wasn't, obviously a ton of them. If you looked around, you would have thought that the Cubs were winless.
Oh, the world was coming to an end.
Yeah, you would have thought that they haven't won a game since last year.
Yeah.
But they're like, some of them are on the, like, okay, actually, they do this all the time, whether we really know it or not. Like, May and June, they do have their big slump right then and there, but then they kind of pick it up afterwards. So obviously this is the time to like, okay, they're starting to turn around. We'll see if that actually is true if they go on another hot streak of some sort of like, not necessarily another 10-game win streak, but going off and winning, a majority of their series all in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has been interesting to see. Like again, just they lose another pitcher in Ben Brown. He goes on the IL on top of Edward Cabrera.
They have the worst luck, I swear.
Yeah, but they're just able to piece things together so far. Like I said, this past series up in Milwaukee, getting 2 out of 3 there.
Yeah,
humongous. They are 5.5 back still right now, but it's kind of just a matter of like also just you're playing for the wild card. You still want to be in contention, but 5.5 back right before the All-Star break, it's still not. That's not out of the woods of like, okay, the Brewers just don't have the Central locked up. It's not going to be bell to bell of them having the Central, so they can still make some noise. It's just going to be a matter of can some of these bats get going. Like, is Dansby gonna have another 13 RBI 2-day 3-day streak or whatever it was?
I don't know because I like him.
Confusing.
I like him as a baseball player, but damn, is he just like swing and a miss so much? Like, I don't know if he's trying for home runs or if it's like, is he just he's not seeing the ball properly? Does he need new contact? Like, what's going on? I say that as a joke, but like, come on, like.
Every time I was thinking of the beer league thing, I'm just like, you might be a lefty.
yeah, maybe. I don't know. Have you tried it? I mean, maybe you are. Who knows? But
great movie. You haven't seen it.
Yeah,
it's Beer League with Artie Lang.
It's a very. I think it's on Tubi.
Yeah,
I think it is. Which, by the way,
I have it on DVD though.
You are. I believe it. You are 100% right. Tubi is the place to be. I have watched so much great stuff on there now. It's fantastic.
Is it like the bargain bin for movies?
You can watch Emmy award winning. I can watch Moneyball on there all I want now because it's on there. Like you can watch award winning movies, and I've even found some gems that are just like very good movies, and others that have just been like, this is so bad, but I gotta watch.
I've been looking for like all those like horror movies that I haven't been able to see. Like,
oh yeah,
there's actually some past gems like the house that Jack built. Like movies like
beautiful.
That. Like I'll be able, okay. I got some time to watch that.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
like there will be blood is on there. That's how I was able to watch that for the first time.
Nice.
Great.
That is one of my favorite all-time favorites.
Well, yeah. One thing that does catch me off guard a little bit about the Cubs is their away record. It's almost at 500. They're just a tad over 500, 23 and 21. So the fact that they have a 46 and 38 record, like great, you're second in the National League Central, but at the end of the day, that away record needs to kind of bump up if you're gonna really start competing. Yeah. I mean, the Sox 15-25 is unacceptable.
Of course, yes.
But that is the second most road wins in the Central. So I mean, that's pretty solid. I don't want to put up a complete hole in your theory right then and there. But to even be 500 on the road, I think that always is kind of the goal. But yeah, always room for improvement for sure if you are the stacked team that you're supposed to be. But go ahead.
Oh, no, my bad for interrupting. But like I'm not saying they're like, you're complete crap. Like, no, absolutely not.
Right.
But like if you're looking to be more in contention, so to say,
if you want to be up there and try and compete for the division and actually win this thing,
exactly. Yeah, you need more. You would want to show more road wins,
and that show with the stretch that happened before that when Bregman couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat. Like I think between him and Ian Happ, they were like 1 for 100 and something with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, they were doing. They were saying what's his name, Kelly, I think it is, their hitting coach.
Yeah,
the people had his. You shouldn't know the hitting coach's name, and yet you had fans out there with signs that said Kelly's got to go, and people are going, "They talking about the catcher for the team?" And they're no, the hitting coach, and they went, "Hitting coach's name is Kelly." People didn't know that. You just shouldn't know that.
Exactly.
But this team, you're absolutely right though. Like the road record, obviously being winning is great for them, but this team, the stretches they have gone down where the hitting's been inconsistent, the pitching, obviously, guys, you've been hurt. But the fact that they seem to not have backup plans, like your backup plan is giving away your 13th prospect for a guy that I understand he's above 50% on ground balls, cool, but really that's the precedent we're going to set is a 13th overall prospect in your system. Cost you a guy that's got a 6.09 ERA. Like there's correlation there does not seem to match up.
Mets trade, obviously.
Yes, absolutely.
And that just looked like a complete the Cubs just need.
We're guessing. We're rolling the dice.
He's a guy that's going to eat innings for the foreseeable future until we can get another. One of these arms back healthy. So
but that just feels like a roll of desperation that you're. And I get it. I understand that, but. It looks bad again on Hoyer. It looks bad then also on Counsell because then you have to make that work. Even though it maybe wasn't in your plan, you're the manager. You got to somehow make that thing fit. Does it? I don't even people were trying to talk themselves into this being a good move for the Cubs. And I saw somebody. It was on a Instagram thing where the thing popped up, and people are like. Oh, well, he has over 50% on ground balls, and that turns out to this ERA when you really think about it. And then I saw some guy just in big bold letters. He's like, can we stop sugarcoating this crap, please? This is a very subpar move. And it was in big bold letters, and it had all the likes. Because people are like, yeah, of course, this is just a bold. It feels like Hoyer trying to be like, I got to keep my job. How do I do it? Peterson. What do you want for him? Who's this kid Mathis? Forget it. Sold. You're not convincing anybody. It feels like a panic move. When you could have sat there, analyzed, and said, who can we really get? Who? This feels like the Cabrera trade again, where you gave up Owen Casey, who, again, you can justify it all you want, but he's doing pretty well for Miami right now. Yeah. He can be justified as possibly being an all-star one day, and then you're going to be kicking yourselves going, man, if only we had that outfielder. Yeah. Instead, you've got Michael Conforto. So that speaks any volumes to you there.
I got quickly just on sticking with the Mets. Kind of funny that not only did the Bears go in, get the Giants head coach fired. Cubs go in, they get the Mets manager fired. The news relayed in the most unserious way on MLB Network when Mr. Met is sitting there dancing behind.
Read the room, guy.
Oh, that was amazing.
We're the Mets.
So amazing. Just how unserious can this franchise be? It speaks. Throw some circus music behind that because that is.
Or what is it? The Benny Hill music. Yes.
It's one of my buddies is a Mets fan. I actually asked him about that. I mean, it felt like a weight off his shoulder. At the same time, it sounded like he wanted to cry in the corner.
Cohen is supposed to be this all-knowing owner that is going to be at the helm and take control, and he was promising
bottomless pockets of money.
Yeah, exactly.
Endless amounts of money.
He's this guy who comes from this hedge fund where he made all this cash. Well, where are the results from this? Because so far,
Juan Soto, who's not hustling to first base.
Oh God, that is embarrassing. He's trying to. I'll give Juan Soto credit. He's trying to put on a face, but he can see right through it. Like he has the look of a man who's going like, I'm having a great time, and behind the eyes he's going like, I want to get out of here so bad right now. Like, when's the season over? Like the trade deadline. Anybody want me? Huh? No, dude. Sorry, you wanted the money.
Already hearing rumors like jokingly on White Sox pages of like, should we try and get Luis Robert Jr. back? No. You go, so what? So we can sit on the 60-day IL here?
I saw that. What was like? Somebody was like, any chance we could get Freddie Peralta if we take on Luis Robert as well too? And someone's like, you know what? That's not a bad idea. If we take on a bad contract and bring him back and be like, sit on the pine, buddy. No, we just needed you for Freddie Peralta. Sorry, that's okay. And I was like, hey, you know what? Baseball teams have done that before. Take on a bad contract to take on a good player.
Yeah,
I'm sure they'd love that at this point because the bad money over bad money they've just invested in that. Just I don't know what Cohen's plan is. I almost feel bad for Mets fans because the promise was supposed to be there, right? This was supposed to be the team. Here's the team. Here we go. We've got it. We've got the players. We've signed the talent.
We're not just the Yankees' little brother anymore.
Yeah, no, you're beyond that. You're the stepchild. You were the kid that they had to adopt.
Oh yeah.
Sorry guys, Zordon texted me real fast. That damn Angel Grove always getting attacked, ladies and gentlemen.
Man has fallen Lego City.
Yeah, exactly.
A man has fallen into the river, Lego City.
But what do you guys think, ladies and gentlemen? That's going to do it for the baseball stuff. What do you think about the White Sox and the Cubs? Let us know, ladies and gentlemen. Comment down below. Are you happy with the situation that both teams are in? What do you think they're going to do at the All-Star break? We're going to see any moves before the break? You think anything's going to happen at the deadline? Give me some bold predictions as well, too. Let us know. Is there any big, bold names that you want to see happen?
Yeah, and I think I failed on my end, too. Not just the Vargas thing, but like the fact that no Cub is really getting any shine on the All-Star side.
Pete Crow Armstrong should be a starter.
Like, as much as I sit here and I don't want to watch and I rip on the Cubs and Cubs fans, but like, Pete Crow Armstrong was on a stretch that no one else has ever done. That
was historic for that team.
A crazy 38-game stretch where no one has ever done what he's done.
He was almost hitting 600 there for like a 10-game stretch. Like that's unheard of.
Legitimately single-handedly winning games, but people are just like, no, I'd rather. I'm good with Aaron Judge.
He said, guys, Keith Hernandez's whole thing going, I think this is going to be one of the worst trades that was ever made in Mets history, was making the rounds like crazy to the point where upper management had to have a talking with him about, hey, man, can you pipe it down? And he goes, and apparently Keith Hernandez was like, no, you paid for my opinion. I'm giving you my opinion. This team stinks, and that trade stunk. I'm going to tell you how it is.
Good.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
We got Sorsby to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely, ladies and gentlemen. Because when we do come back, we're talking about the NFL. Because obviously, we got some Terry Arnold news we're going to have to discuss. On top of, yes, the Brendan Sorsby saga. It's not over yet, folks. Boy, I was really hoping. Me and Scotty were really hoping it was. Nope, not even close. We're talking that and more here on Blow the Whistle on SportsDownChicago.com.
Oh, Terry! He's right there. It's the bottom of the 7th inning. The last chance to order beer. But we didn't come here to drink beer. We came here to win this ball game.
Chicago's so lucky.
SportsTownChicago.com.
1, 2, 3 into the 4. Pizza at your house and you can get it at the store. Uh-oh, here we go. Chicagoland area. Little Caesars is heating up for the summer. Try our new Crazy Puffs, $3.99. Walk in or delivery. 7 days a week. 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. filled with cheesy mozzarella pepperoni pizza sauce, buttery garlic flavor drizzle, Italian herb and Parmesan seasoning, deep dish Detroit style pizza $7.99, super cheesy bread $5.99, hot and ready combo $12.99, and for your daily deals, go to LitCaesars.com. Oh, Little Caesars with our crazy puffs and cheesy dreams, you light up my soul with your pepperoni schemes. With every slice we share, with every every moment we there in this piece of love affair. So you didn't hear that just here. You don't want to miss out on these delicious deals. Visit your Chicagoland area Little Caesars today. Cheese, cheese, cheese.
Nobody does food better than our friends south of the border. If you're looking for delicious, authentic Mexican food in Chicagoland's backyard, check out the Topos restaurant. Try their quesadillas, burritos, or my favorite, the 3-taco combo with steak and extra chipotle salsa.
Muy caliente!
They even have breakfast for early risers. Topos is the highest rated Mexican restaurant in Naperville on Yelp. Once you try it, you'll understand why. Visit toposnaperville.com for their menu, special offers, and online ordering on Grubhub. Pickup or delivery. Topos Restaurant. Open nightly until 8:30, closed on Sundays, located next to the Jewel on Aurora Avenue in Naperville. Experience fresh, homemade Mexican at the Topos Restaurant.
I got an affordable family-owned restaurant for you that won't cost you an arm and a leg. It's Goodies in River Grove. My Goodies order never changes. A gyros, not a gyro. Smother in sauce and hot fries on the side for less than $9. If I'm really starved, I'll add a chicken kebab to my order. Looking for more? Try a juicy cheeseburger, Chicago-style hot dogs, or a toasty corned beef meal. I can walk in 7 days a week, dine with my family, or call 708-583-1700. Pick it up and enjoy it at home. Can't stop in? Not a problem. Goodies delivers through Grubhub, DoorDash, and Seamless. Goodies is located at Cumberland, Belmont, River Grove. Goodies bring authentic Greek food to the Chicago.
It's the summer of coffee at Dunkin' Donuts. To reach peak summer mode, you need your summer coffee, like a smooth new s'mores frozen Dunkin' coffee, a refreshing butter pecan iced coffee, or a sweet coconut cream pie cold brew. What could be better than iced frozen coffee on a hot summer day? Nothing. Dunkin' Donuts has all your favorite flavors this summer. So come enjoy the summer of coffee and keep cool out there, kids. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer.
Looking for a great bargain? Want to find cool collectibles? Need to get fresh fruit and vegetables for the family? Come on down to Swap-O-Rama. 3 great locations, 42nd and Ashland in Chicago, Melrose Park in Ulster, with hundreds of indoor and outdoor vendors selling clothing, tools, electronics, and much, much more. Have stuff for sale? Become a Swap-O-Rama vendor and turn your hidden treasure into cash. Visit their website for market days, hours, and vendor information. Go to swap-o-rama.com. Swap-O-Rama, the first name in flea markets.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. It's Andrew Valentin here with Nick Johnson and Adam Schneider here on Blow the Whistle on SportsNowChicago.com. We just got done talking about MLB and the NBA. Folks, if you do want to also follow us too, we're at Blue T Whistle 1 and all the social media stuff and at BlueTWhistleRadio@gmail.com if you have any questions or comments. And of course, hit us up in the comments section down below. What's up?
Can you repeat that?
No. You get one time and that's it.
Mm-hmm. Damn it.
You're lucky I remembered that because I almost could have said X-Bomb Sports and stuff and I would have really looked like an idiot then. I was all geared up for that too. I
was trying to find your MySpace.
Yeah, I know. You probably still can. It probably still exists. I guarantee you.
That's crazy.
I think I probably had 2 of them, I think, at one point. One of them was my alternate reality, if you will. My alter ego.
Oh, like memes and stuff?
Sort of. It was a joke thing that we used to do when we were back in the day. It was, we did a thing where we would be alternate realities of ourselves that were trying to be like rappers. So, mine was MC Meat Slicer. So if you can find... it might have deactivated it because it might have been
for
too
your
long.
sake. I hope it did.
I hope so too, because it was me, and like the tube hat like was all propped up, and like the sunglasses were down. And I was like this, like in a suit, like what's up? Like it had like the big old hoodie on and like the baggy pants. Like we're talking like 2000s, like Janko jeans were still around rocking.
Oh geez.
And I'm pretty sure the shoes I had on were definitely like knockoff Timberlands. Like they weren't Timberlands, but they were made to look like Timberlands. So
looks like we got a new nickname for you now.
If I can ever find the photo, I will bring it in. I'm not ashamed of it. I should be, but I'm not. It's my past. I think I was like 12 or 13 at the time, and there was a bunch of us that did this. So we were all. I will name names if somebody brings it up. I don't care. I'll throw us all under the bus.
Oh boy.
Yeah. It was. We were trying to actually do like a rap group thing. It never happened because we can't rap. So a bunch of suburban white kids we're not anywhere close to the Beastie Boys. We were probably as close to the My Pony Boys more than anything. So.
All right. I mean,
yeah, bad. It was bad, but
that's a good one, Meat Slicer.
Yeah. Set that one up perfectly for me. I don't even know why I picked Meat Slicer. I do not know why they picked that name.
Yeah,
it might have just sounded cool.
Easily changing that to the context.
Absolutely. Keep that one in your books forever, folks. Yeah, so we got NFL news to talk about. Let's just talk about it because obviously it broke. Tyrion Arnold,
not surprised,
indicted for everything under the sun. I mean, kidnapping charges, gun charges, all kinds of stuff. He has been released from the Lions, as Adam reported. Yes, 2024 first-round draft pick cornerback for the Detroit Lions has now since been released. The team has not put out any statement as far as I've been able to see it on Twitter. I'm sure they will have some sort of statement to be able to put out maybe
8
later.
felonies.
Yes,
4 counts of kidnapping and 4 counts of armed robbery.
Jesus.
Oh my goodness.
Apparently
That's
it
from
was
the
the
AI
wrong guy.
overview. Hold on, if you want to scroll down and see just the, like I said, the AI overview when you read it says the incident that took place. The prosecutors accused Arnold of acting as the primary conspirator in a plot when 3 men were lured into an apartment, held at gunpoint, and pistol whipped.
Yes.
Okay.
Seems like the start of a bad action comedy.
Yeah, I know. It sounds like Horrible Bosses kind of
literally
stuff.
breaks it down as if it's like a script. Like it's telling. Oh, I'm messing up my camera right now. It says the motive, the confrontation allegedly retaliation from the theft of over $200,000 in personal items from Arnold's Airbnb. Oh man.
Yes.
However, investigators later determined the victims are not responsible to a prior theft.
Got the wrong people.
Yeah, that is the kind of the crux in all of this is that obviously if these would have been the people that stole from him, which obviously that's unfortunate that happened to him in his Airbnb. However, it is the complete wrong people that show up to the place he holds at gunpoint, strikes them with the weapon. Yeah, that's when you definitely get yourself into some really bad legal trouble that we could be seeing him go to prison. Which
potentially for life,
possibly. I mean, these are serious charges that he's facing, and he's facing them in Florida County. So, I believe it is Dade County, if I'm not mistaken, where this might be taking place, and they don't play around with that kind of stuff.
You want to know something kind of interesting? What this reminded me of? You guys ever play Guess Who, where you get the wrong person, you just flip the board, that person?
Mm-hmm.
This is exactly what that is.
Yeah. I mean,
You just flip the people down.
I'm just laughing because again, when you look this up, and the first video that the AI gives you is the nightcap, the Chad Ochocinco. Dude, this thumbnail is just the stereotypical like YouTube reactors. Like,
oh my god,
it's Chad with like the open mouth.
Yeah, of course.
Shannon Sharp to the left, and then he just
shouting
has
into the mic.
Just has a guy in a prison cell in the middle. Like it is
AI
hysterical how this thing looks. Yeah,
unbelievable.
That's the only reason I'm laughing. Otherwise, this is a very serious issue.
It's a very serious issue. It's very unfortunate. I mean,
it's a first rounder that they invested in. Obviously, that
one of their top corners, like one of the guys that was a shutdown last year. He got
not just
hurt.
a guy. This isn't like what am I thinking of? I don't know, just any low level.
No, this is a player that they were counting on to help them get back into the contention. I mean, he was again coming off an injury. He missed a lot of like half of the season last year with injuries and stuff. So that is unfortunate, but.
He'll be contending with a lot of guys in prison. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, well, and this speaks to like the larger level. I think of like when it comes to a lot of these younger players, and obviously understanding that yes, he's a young black man from the Florida, Miami area, and all that stuff, and culture is what it is down there. But this is speaking to that. Look, you have to remember that you are an NFL player who's making millions of dollars as a first-round draft pick. You cannot decide you're going to take things into your own hands. I get it. It's unfortunate that your place got robbed, that over $200,000 of stuff is gone. But, dude, read the room of where you're at. You're in a successful spot. You can hire police investigators to take care of this for you, to find the people that maybe took care of it.
This is watching one too many movies, thinking you can just, I am the knight. I'm going to take this all by myself.
You don't have to go full vigilante on this. Let the cops handle this. They can solve these crimes. I get it. I understand that there's maybe that sense of I'm going to take it into my own hands. Be it either that's the culture or that's what you just think. That's what you believe. That's been your beliefs. Whatever the case is, you have to let that part of you slide because now look at where you're at. Now, career is gone because they've released you. Your livelihood could potentially be gone because you could be facing a long time in prison because of all of this. Like, you have set it up where you wanted to be the good guy. Now you look like the bad guy through and through.
Did you see the same report?
Yeah.
John Morant to the Blazers.
Yep.
Can the news just chill? Can we just chill? Holy cow.
I think it was making up for it because that broke when we were doing the NBA stuff, and now we're doing NFL stuff.
Wow, that's all they gave up. 2-time NBA All-Star John Morant is going to the Portland Trail Blazers for what, if I'm reading this correctly, is only Jeremy Grant and Chris Murray?
Yeah. Yep. That's all I see.
Wow. Okay. Well, I guess we pivot to that now.
Yeah,
Terry and Arnold, let hope for the best that you can come out of this maybe with a decent sentencing. But all right, let's pivot back to the NBA now. John Morant to the Portland Trail.
Well, they aren't moving Portland then.
No, I guess not. Or maybe they are, but maybe he's going to Vegas. I don't know what to make of this.
Portland's going to Vegas. I'm good.
Maybe still, but
that's just so random. I'm not gonna lie. That was kind of a random move.
Is this just a dump off by Memphis then to say we're rebuilding? Is that what this would be?
That was my only thought as to like. Now that definitely makes the Grizzlies the number one, like the worst team in the league.
I would assume. I mean, unless these prospects do hit.
It's gonna be It's gonna be that video of the two clowns fighting every time the Brooklyn Nets and the Memphis Grizzlies are playing. But like, that definitely solidifies them as the bottom three of the league between them.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, they did good in the draft with Kareem Lopez and Boozer's son Cameron, but. I was assuming that Ja would be there with these guys for at least a year, and it's like, okay, let's see how this works. But this now says, okay, we're fully in on the rookies. They're going to be the guys that lead us. All right, I guess that's the case then.
Grizzlies, Washington, and probably, like I just mentioned, like maybe Utah are going to be the bottom of the barrel.
I'm assuming. Well, Utah would still hang in there because we don't know what's going to happen with Walker Kessler still. Fair. Like, they still have to figure out, are we going to – because they have to offer him the contract, and he has to figure out, does he want to stay restricted free agent or not? But this is such an odd move to make. And it's not even just from the Memphis Grizzlies side. I can almost understand that because, all right, you want to tank. Fine, cool. Like, next year you're going to get a crop of talent. Next year's forwards are going to be all over the place. Tyron Stokes and all those guys, fine. What does this do for Portland? Does this put them back in the fight? Is that what this is supposed to do?
No.
Does this help Denny Avdija? Because I feel like this hurts him. Like, this takes the ball out of his hand. This doesn't help Scoot Henderson, who's coming off the bench now for sure at that point guard position. What are you going to do with Drew Holiday? What are you going to like? I have so many questions.
I bet fantasy sports.
Exactly. That's how I feel.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I dropped my phone on there.
They responded with Portland trying to bring back the jail Blazers.
I just watched that documentary too. Not too bad of a doc, I got to say.
Okay.
But, which by the way, they shouldn't be called the jail Blazers because none of them went to jail. They just got in trouble a lot. But, I mean, I guess if you're going to talk about going to an obscurity place where you can't get into trouble, well, okay, scratch that. You could get into trouble because obviously the Jailblazers did. But I don't know what this does for anybody. It is more so on the side for Portland.
It's just so random. That
it's
move,
the thing. Like, it's not
so random.
Miami makes sense because, okay, you're trying to justify the Giannis trade and trying to be a playoff team. Mm-hmm. Get that. Even Chicago. I understand you're trying to get a veteran force maybe at the point guard that's a playmaker, that's a scorer. I can even buy into that. I don't want it to happen, and obviously it's not going to happen. Fine, but okay, I could have bought into that. Any other team, I can kind of buy into that almost. Portland is just the one where I go, like, they've already got so many guards there. Why do they need him? What's the focal point for him to be there other than to be the star? But isn't Denny Avdija supposed to be your star? I mean, is this what Mike and Nori wanted? Is this something that he wanted, or is this what the GM wanted? Like, I have so many questions about the steps that were taken and where this goes. I'd like a statement. Now I'm more intrigued than ever. on the NBA season.
Yeah, Kevin O'Connor, Yahoo Sports podcaster and writer, responds to Sham's report. Portland is about as random as it gets as a destination for Ja Morant. LOL.
I'm
just trying to pull some like the
absolutely.
blue checkmark people that
go to Phoenix, fine. Go to Sacramento. I can understand that. Somewhere there's a trade with those teams, any other team, that it makes sense because there's picks involved, there's players involved. This is abruptly a dump by Memphis to get rid of him so they can get rid of the drama or whatever the case is, be it more likely the salary. But for Portland, I don't understand what it is other than it maybe, I guess, gives you a known name that can maybe stay out of trouble. But it's got more strip clubs per capita than any other place. So I don't know if there's trouble can still become a Bruin in Portland too. Like
it's just like I don't know how this translates to a championship move.
If that's what they're aiming for, or playoffs.
Supposedly. Because you got an aging Damian Lillard coming off a torn ACL, like you said. Ja Morant, who's probably gonna commit whatever he's doing. Crime.
Who knows what could happen there?
He's gonna bring Memphis to Portland.
It's just it's overcrowded with guards. It felt like you had guys there that could just step in and play already. Again, you got Drew Holiday, so he's what, the 2 then, or is he coming off the bench? Scoot Henderson was coming off the bench as the primary guard, but now what does he do? Do you move off of him? Like, what is the juxtaposed positions now to adding Ja Morant to the team?
Yeah, that's Legion Hoops tweets: Damian Lillard, Ja Morant, Scoot Henderson, Drew Holiday. Someone's getting traded. Here we go. Popcorn emoji.
Exactly. Or somebody's getting released, and I don't think you'd want to release Damian Lillard. That would look bad on your part as the franchise. That would look bad. Unless Damian Lillard's going to eventually come out and go, hey, I'm retiring. Then you can justify keeping all 3. But somewhere, someone's going to have to be let go. Hey, Portland, if you just want to let guys go for nothing, I mean, Chicago will give you whatever you want for Drew Holiday. I'd be okay with that as a backup point guard to defend, or possibly be your 2. I'm okay with that. I'd be okay with that. But this. My brain broke. I'm sorry.
And that's again. I'm just kind of scouring and looking over Twitter right now. It's just confusion.
Yeah.
Blazers getting Ja Morant. 2021 me would be excited, but 2026 Blazers lineup, this makes no sense.
No, absolutely. Add on this too. Sham just tweeted this out. I just want to add this so maybe Bulls fans can get a little excited. Jonathan Kuminga is declining his 23.3 player option. So defensive forward with some energy behind him is going to be out there. Just saying, Bulls fans, that could be a guy for the bench. But yeah, this Ja Morant stuff just really kind of that boy.
Yeah, that's put a whole hole in your entire what you were going to get to and talk about. Terry
Arnold
Terry Arnold. Yeah, we're kind of not going to know anything detail wise until the case gets settled. But Sorsby, you got to talk Sorsby.
Brendan Sorsby, yeah. So for those who don't know, I mean, you've probably been following the story. The NFL declined to have a supplemental draft after he'd applied to the supplemental draft. And basically his agent and his lawyer are now doing the whole rounds on radio shows going he's such a good kid. He goes to church every week. He hangs out with his parents. He's only had 2 girlfriends his whole life.
So just to recall it, so I can zoom out and get back into it. It just simply Sorsby was gambling on games that he knew.
Sorsby was gambling on games at Indiana. By the way, he played his second year on the Indiana football team.
Okay.
He then goes to Cincinnati, where Cincinnati says they didn't know he was gambling there. There's no proof to say he was gambling on Cincinnati games there, but he was gambling. He has admitted the gambling was happening even when he was at Cincinnati.
Okay.
Cincinnati just didn't know about it.
Okay.
Cut to now the Texas Tech thing. He admits to being a gambling addict, goes to rehab, then applies for his eligibility to be back when the NCAA says no eligibility left. Sorry, you're done. Then he gets the injunction from the Texas judge, Ken Curry, Lubbock County judge, mind you, who says, yeah, you're fine. Gets his eligibility back with the injunction. NCAA suspends him for 2 games, the first 2 games of the year, which is Albany Christian and Oregon State. Woo. Then the Big 12 gets involved and says, we're going to investigate this. So Texas Tech says, we'll sue you if you do anything. Brendan Sorsby says, we'll sue you if you do anything. Then the Texas AG opens up his stupid mouth and says, we'll sue you if you do anything. Big 12 sues and says, we'll strip you of wins if he plays, and you won't play in the Big 12 championship if you make it, which means you won't play in the college football playoff if you make it.
Wow.
So now they got to part ways. But
With
then
Sorsby.
all of a sudden he says, I'm going to apply for supplemental draft.
Okay.
NFL has the right to say we don't need a supplemental draft. It's in the CBA.
Okay.
Lawyer who said that it's against the CBA. He said that. His lawyer said that. Against the CBA. They have every right to say if they're going to hold it or not. He's the only player in the supplemental draft. They declined to hold the supplemental draft. Everyone's taking it as he's being blackballed. Even if he is, he broke rules.
Yeah.
Yep.
And here's the thing I'm going to say this too. And I know how this is going to come off, and people can jump at me all they want, fine, whatever. I mentioned this on X-Bomb Sports when me and Scotty said it. Because I was 95-5 on this. Now I'm like 70-30 on this. 70% of me now says I think he's truly an addict. 30% of me is starting to say, with all the shenanigans that's going around about him wanting to get back into football, story was going to come out of Indiana that he was going to get caught betting on games that either he played in or he just was a part of the team with. They needed to get ahead of the story, get with your team, get with Texas Tech officials. How do we beat this? Say you're an addict. Lessen the blow with the media, lessen the blow with the fans, and it'll maybe lessen the blow with the NCAA. I don't want to jump to that conclusion, but when you're so set after doing 30 days in a rehab center of I want to get back into football, I'm sorry. Read the room, dude. Again, if you're truly an addict, hey, I've been through it. And it wasn't for gambling. It was for something a lot worse. But I didn't suddenly go, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go hang out with my friends that were doing all the stuff that put me there in the first place. My first thought was, I got to go to meetings and I got to go work the steps. That's what a conscious person would do if they're recognizing I have a problem, I need help. So I'm sorry to say, I'm going to jump to this conclusion now that perhaps Brendan Sorsby might be lying. Okay. I don't want to go there, but there's a part of me that's been through this. I've seen people coming through a program here and there. Maybe not for gambling, but I've seen it. And being a part of it myself, I'm getting the vibe that this is a guy who maybe, just maybe, used gambling to try and beat a story that was going to break and possibly ruin his career.
Yeah.
And thought, maybe I can save my career somehow.
Doing the sympathetic route.
Absolutely.
You know what? I mean,
I don't want to jump that
there
way,
has
but
been-
what else is there after seeing all of this? I got to get my eligibility back. I got to get back with the team. I got to get into the league now. Hold on, dude. Take a year. Go get rehab. Go get more help. Are you not an addict or are you? Yeah. I'm sorry. I don't want to do that to the kid. But what else is there? Show me where there's a sense of sympathy of like, I need to go work the steps.
Yeah.
It just like
it just reads bad for me. It does.
Also, when it comes back to your point on the rehab, like rehab isn't just a one and done. Like you got to go for a period of time.
No, you go for 30 days, and then it's not like I'm cured now. You never get to say
it's a constant battle.
I will say this now. One of the guys, George, my guy George, he was my sponsor for a good number of years. He's a great guy. He told me within the first month I was going to meetings, he said, let me tell you something. If anyone ever says you're recovered, they're lying. If anyone ever says they're recovered, they're lying. You will never be recovered. You will always be recovering. Because this will be with you till the day that you pass.
Yeah.
And I have recognized that and I understand that because I'll tell you this. For me to be in the same setting as people who are doing the things that I went to rehab for, it took me 10 plus years before I can finally stand in the same room as them doing what they want to do and say, I'm okay with it. I don't need it. But at some point, that voice comes into my head that goes, you need it, you want it, you need it, you want it. Come on. Don't you want it? You know you want it. If you don't take it, you may not feel well. You may even not be able to live anymore. That's when I go, all right, I think I'm done here. I think I'm going to take a walk, or you know what? I'm going to go home.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, dude, but you're not selling me on you being a true addict, even though it's gambling. I don't maybe understand the ins and outs of gambling addicts, but I've seen enough with addiction to know when people are truly hooked and when they want to get help. And this doesn't read as a guy that seems like he really wants to get help. This feels like a guy who's like, I got my hand caught in the cookie jar. I have a cookie problem. Well, okay, man, I'm sorry, but no, not gonna, you had your hand in it. If anything, accept responsibility for it, because that's something I haven't heard yet. Yeah. I have not heard him say once yet, hey, I made the decision to put these bets in. My fault.
Okay.
As an addict, at some point, you have to recognize you are part of what you've created. I did it. Everyone's done it. If you want to help.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
I'm
I'm very passionate about this because this drives me nuts that this guy could be using something like addiction as like I just got to curb the system this way.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Because the thing is, it's like the first step to rehabilitating yourself is admitting you have the problem.
Yes. 100%.
That is the first step. Then from there, you try to figure out, okay, what are even the baby steps to be able to just avoid this at all costs going forward.
Absolutely.
Because addiction, depending on what it is, can ruin your life. And look at Brendan Sorsby, a perfect example of that. And there's other, forms of addiction out there. But kind of tying this into Brendan Sorsby, it's like, you're absolutely right, Drew. This has clearly not only him making this think this is like, I can just get through this in 30 days. I'm back to football, and the stories will disappear. It doesn't work like that.
No.
I think, just thinking about it right now, there might be more of maybe the evidence might be on your side if you look at the rest of his sports book, if you look at the rest of his plays.
Right.
Is he only betting on Indiana plays? Is he only betting on that? Or is he, doing what every other actual sports gambling addict would do? Is he betting on first pitches in the MLB?
Yeah.
Is he taking, first basket in the NBA?
Absolutely.
Again, I don't think that's not the direct if you're a gambling addict, you're for sure doing that.
Right.
Is he taking more than just the small Indiana plus 10, Indiana minus 5?
Yeah.
Is he going the route of putting together crazy parlays? Again, this is where the thrill of the gambling, of the sports gambling side comes from, is putting 5, 10, 5, in my experience, putting $5, $10 on a play, but in their aspect of probably putting 20 times that, even 30, 40 times that. They're probably putting thousands of dollars on a play, and it's because of the thrill of that, exactly that green light, seeing that green check mark next to your play. So again, I it's not the direct evidence. That's kind of be that's not a solidifier of for sure he's a gambling addict, but that's gonna be one of my questions of okay, what other things do you gamble? Do you you gamble on the horsies? What else do you
Apparently he was gambling all kinds of crazy stuff, even overseas stuff.
Okay.
Which is where I'm more inclined to say, yes, I'm 70% more on the side of he's a gambling addict.
Yeah.
For me, it's just
the
shenanigans of just trying to get back into the system in the setting that you clearly had a problem building in. Because you're not going to be starting as a quarterback in the NFL. If you get picked in the supplemental draft, you probably wouldn't be starting even if the CFL picked you, which they said no one's allowed to sign him. The whole CFL said no team is going to be allowed to sign Brendan Sorsby because they've had their own problems with this stuff in the past. And they still outlaw gambling up there, by the way, in Canada. The UFL is the only one that he has left, and he has to be the one that they have to be the ones to make the announcement on what they want to do there or not. And they may be in such desperation that maybe they will pull the trigger, possibly.
Yeah, they might actually do it just for the views.
Yeah. James Robinson was pretty good this year. I will give him credit on that. Props to him helping them win the championship and all. But I just don't know, I don't know how to feel about it now because I don't know what he can do next. I don't know, what his next step is outside of you got to sit. You're going to have to wait. You're going to have to train and hope that the 2027 draft falls to your favor, maybe.
And he might not even be drafted then.
He might not have even been drafted in the supplemental draft. You could have held the supplemental draft, and you could have said, does anybody want him? And everyone probably goes, no. Why would we want the headache?
That's where my next question would be. Even if you took away all this gambling thing, it just based on talent, where would he have even been drafted,
I think he might, if at all? He might have been in the mid to late second round right now after his Cincinnati stuff. Yeah. But if you're in the supplemental draft, you're not spending a second or third round pick on that guy. You're spending a seventh round pick because you're bidding picks on this guy, and you're going to have to surrender next year's draft pick. No one's using a first rounder on this guy. No. This is not Bernie Kosar or Steve Young or Brian Bosworth, where you're going, that's a generational talent. He's hardly any better, honestly, than Baron Morton, who started last year. He's just that much better.
Okay.
Which means that they maybe win the Big 12 title again, and maybe they can make the college football Final Four.
Yeah, it's maybe the follow up there again. It's like, what's his again more scouting questions like what's his glass, what's his ceiling, what's his floor? Like if someone were to truly be the scout that they are and see like, hey man, actually, you know what, screw it. All that gambling stuff, we can get over that. He's too talented. There's not one person saying that, so that's kind of telling me like, you know what, maybe it's just not worth the risk in any of this in any sort of factor.
Well, also the CFL even came out and said he's not allowed to join the league.
Yeah, absolutely,
and that's saying something too, because usually a lot of rejects go to the CFL.
Yeah, UFL is the last place. So
our guy Andrew DeBrucker was chiming in. He said, for the Portland stuff, he said Portland now has 11 guards. He also made note, too, that Scoot is a free agent at the end of the year, so he's likely going to be the guy that gets moved, which fine. I mean, that guy's got starting potential to somebody that could use him for sure. He also noted for this, I think for Brendan Sorsby, he said he admitted daily betting habits, including Romanian soccer, Turkish men's basketball, UFC, tennis, and I saw this too. The Nathan's famous hot dog eating contest. I saw he had bet on that. So yes, all of that said, I would be more inclined to say he's a gambling addict based on that information. But again, anybody can say a lot of stuff, and anybody can do that kind of stuff.
I got buddies that I'm just having some fun. I'm betting on the hot dog contest today.
Well, it kind of goes
exactly that. It's like if there's like consistent every single day, like he's betting on Russian table tennis. Like okay, maybe he does for sure have an issue.
He says this too. He said if you can take anything away from this, he would have been a better prospect than Ty Simpson for sure.
Okay,
I agree with that. I don't know if that means he would be a first-round pick. I know Adam's giving the look to the camera.
Ty Simpson's not even a first.
No, I know. Right. I 100% agree with that. I was just rolling.
Putting himself in the 2027 class, depending on how this turns out, he could be like He could be like the fifth quarterback taken. I don't know though. That's the thing. Is like I have no idea at this point. Like he's put himself in such a situation now where if you're an NFL team, you may just go undrafted free agent. We'll bring him in, try him out. And as long as we can make sure that he's going to be able to stay clean and clear, if we can get that code of confidence, good, fine, we'll take it. But he's going to have to get, for me, if I'm them, I'm going, you're getting with a therapist every day. You're going to appointed meetings by us every day for gambling and addicts.
We're locking your phone.
Yeah, you're not, your phone is going to have one of those, like, those jail lock, whatever that parents have.
Life 360.
Something to make sure that he cannot
give you one of those Disney phones. You can only send. We can only send you texts.
Yeah,
like it's basically just turned into like a Love Island phone. Only the producers, only the head coaches can send you texts, and that's about it. You can call 911, but that's if and only it.
And I'm sorry, I'll say this, and I know this will make a lot of people mad. This may be the point where you go to Congress and you go, do we have to outlaw these betting apps on phones like Kalshi and Polymarket and all the? I would not want to do that for the public because I understand how much money it makes, but you got to imagine if this is one guy doing it in college football, how many millions of people? I mean, it's the number one growing addiction right now in the country, and it's possibly about to surpass alcohol and drugs by the end of the year.
My only immediate blowback, and it was because that's what kind of drew me away from doing it altogether.
Yeah,
was just adding fees. To even a 50-cent tax on a play that happens in Illinois, like. That was enough for me, a guy that only plays $3, $5 plays.
Yeah,
that was enough for me to be like, oh, it's gonna
add up.
It's gonna screw up the way that I play and the amount that I wager. That's making me okay. Well, now to even get any sort of profit of it, I now have to bump up $10 to $15 to $20, which I don't want to do.
Yeah.
So I think this simple quick fix might just be not getting rid of everything, because then the First Amendment, I have the right to lose my money any way that I please, just the way that I have the right to make my money any way I please. So you get those idiots that are like that, and you're like, oh, capitalism, that's the dice we roll. And it's just like, okay, yeah, sure, but just because it is legal doesn't mean that everyone should be doing it.
Oh yeah.
So I think my first thing would just be just maybe make the fee to make a bet a little bit larger.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Well, also too, I mean, if you're the NFL, MLB, NBA, or NHL, you want to uphold a single standard. You want to uphold a standard. You don't want to have players on these teams going like, oh, I'm the QB. Let's just say, Caleb Williams. Again, this is an example. It's like, I'm going to put in $25,000 so I can make a certain touchdown.
Yeah.
That will corrupt the league in literally days, a week.
100%. And when you look at the backlash that's been happening recently, this story may have been nothing if there was no story happening right now where Malik Beasley, by the way, and Ed Davis are getting indicted for their gambling scheming case that's happening right now with the NBA. Kevin Porter Jr. betting on his own team. You've got Calvin Ridley making his own little bet and stuff like that. If none of that would have happened, maybe this isn't that big of a deal. Problem is, over the last 5 years, it's become more and more of a thing.
Yeah.
And this gets highlighted more and more.
Just on a side tangent, like just to show off, like, oh, like what's even like the appeal to it? Like every influencer, every sports gambling influencer is a slime bag.
Yes.
Like there's
100%.
not one that I like.
I'm sorry, yes.
Like.
They all wear suits. They all look fancy. They're always got the collared shirt unbuttoned. They're like, I'm going to put this $100,000 bet in, and I just hit it. It's $850,000.
Like, what's the point of liking that? Like, are you going to see any of the money that he just won? Again, I don't really see the appeal of like, the big YouTuber or the big TikToker that's going to go out and make the big play. Or it was even as small as like the Mattress Mac. Like that guy made me mad. Like, cool, awesome. This millionaire is making more millions of dollars. Awesome. I don't care. I actively wanted the Astros to lose every single time, and then found out later they were cheaters. But that also helped in that case too.
Blew back up.
But yeah, exactly. It's just like even on that side of like the fans or even the players, like why would you try to aspire to bet on games? One, you're messing up your own future. Two, like. What's the end goal? To be that slime bag on YouTube? Or make sure you like and share and subscribe, guys, so you can buy my package and so you know what gambling things I'm going to bet on next.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you're just a snake oil salesman.
Absolutely no.
We've seen this so many times before.
And I will personally say I apologize because I actually worked with a couple of those guys in the past.
I'm sure I will.
And look, I don't promote what they were promoting. I obviously worked with them. Help everybody understands it's just a paycheck, but still
blood money.
I can exactly, and I admit, but it is something where I looked at those things and I went, God, I don't like these guys at all. Like I was working with them, I pretended smiling, but I was like, man, I don't like this. And luckily, we finally cut it off, and I was like, oh, good, I can have at least some sort of moral standing for myself. I can feel good about being like, finally.
It seemed like you were more like this, like.
Yes, exactly. I was like, cool guy. And I was like, oh boy, people are probably losing a lot of money because they're listening to you. Like our guy DeBrucker's chiming in too. Sorry, man, I'm not going to be able to get to all of this, but he's saying, prediction markets are definitely a big part of the problem because they're unregulated because they can call themselves prediction markets when they're clearly gambling.
The Cal sheet thing.
Yeah, the Cal sheet poly market.
It's you're trading.
Yes, you're trading.
You're not making bets.
You're betting on the sky. And if somebody's body's going to be found, what's wrong with you? I think if you got that app, I think you've hit a low point.
Yeah, those get gnarly.
Yeah. He also said to include that also Emmanuel Klaus, Luis Ortiz, Tusapita, Marcano. There's been a lot, obviously, that's happened.
I mean, we just had the NBA fall through with Chauncey Billups thing.
Absolutely. So. And there's probably more fallout going to come from that as they're naming names of who's getting indicted. There's going to be a whole lot more.
Be the last person that has to deal with this. They're going to see another fashion of this sometime between now and the next couple months, probably.
Absolutely. No, you're all good, man. Yeah, he said all good. I'm just yapping. No, we appreciate you, DeBrucker. I miss you, buddy. I haven't seen you in a while, so I want to be able to see you guys again.
I don't know if you heard us earlier, but we did bring up we didn't explain it fully, but your Expendables theory
I love it.
Many. It has quite the legs on it right now. So
I love it.
I want you to get to that on fifth quarter. I don't want us to do your
team AARP all the way, buddy. I'm for it. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna get off of this, and then, ladies and gentlemen,
watch us on fifth quarter. Plug.
Yes. Let us know. What do you think about the Brendan Sorsby situation? What do you think about the sports gambling stuff? Please be kind if you're going to chime in your opinion. But let us know your opinion as well down below in the comments section. Let us know, obviously, too. Blow to Whistle 1 on all the social media and at blowtowhistleradio@gmail.com, too. Folks, we're going to take another quick break, but when we come back, it's going to be coming off the rails, and from there, we're going on the mat. That's right. A full week of wrestling to recap coming up next here on Blow the Whistle on SportsNowChicago.com.
This is your home for sports.
This is the best fans in the world.
No better team. SportsTownChicago.com.
Are you ready for this? Valley View Automotive has all of the hottest SUVs you've been looking for.
Enjoy a test drive and the opportunity to drive one of these powerful vehicles off the lot for half the price. Yes, half the price. Now's the time to get yourself to Valley View by car, on foot, or even by air to take advantage of this outrageous sale. You better get here quickly, because this promotion is only going on for 24 hours, and the automobiles are leaving the lot faster than you can say four-wheel drive. Valley View Automotive, a dealership you can depend on.
Hey, I'm Andy Griggs, asking you to help prevent domestic violence. Domestic violence isn't a woman's issue, it hurts all of us. Women are injured and killed every day by their husbands and boyfriends. So it's time for men to take action right now to teach boys that violence against women is wrong, to help prevent abuse before it starts. Call the Family Violence Prevention Fund at 1-800-END-ABUSE to get a free Take Action kit containing tips on what to say to boys. That's 1-800-END-ABUSE. Teach early.
Indeed is the #1 job search user with over 250 million monthly users. Indeed's priority is to help everyone in the job searching process to find a job by uploading 10 new job opportunities every 10 seconds worldwide. With Indeed, you have free access to job searches, resume uploads, and company researches. There are over 10,000 employees at Indeed that pursue to help people find the job they are looking for. They connect with millions of people to new opportunities. Go to Indeed.com and sign up for free and create a resume and let Indeed do the rest to help you on your job search.
Hey, I'm Jesus Mauricio. Be sure to tune in every Friday to listen to Zeus Off the Bat, a baseball talk show from 1 to 2 p.m. where I'll be discussing and updating you on all things about baseball. News, predictions, reactions, and more about the Cubs, Sox, and everything across the league. Happens every Friday at 1 p.m. right here on SportsTownChicago.com. Don't forget to follow and share our Twitter and Instagram with your friends at Zeus Off the Bat. Zeus Off the Bat!
Blow the whistle.
Going off the rails.
The train!
And welcome back, everybody, here to Blow the Whistle here on SportsTownChicago.com. We just got done talking about all the fun stuff, and now we are going off the rails, folks. That's right.
Just like Cleburne.
Absolutely. And luckily, though, what didn't go off the rails was this week of wrestling, because I got to be honest, as, again, somebody who's still kind of getting back into the swing of things, but I feel like I'm starting to get myself into the little bit deeper end of the water. I came away from this week of pro wrestling entertained. I thought it was pretty entertaining.
You were thoroughly sports entertained?
Yes, absolutely. I was thoroughly sports entertained from all. I mean, I watched WWE, I watched AEW, and I watched even NXT.
Yeah.
I'll say this for NXT. I kind of only walked away from the 2 women's matches being the ones I liked. Just to throw that out there, because I know we're not going to probably spend too much time with that. But the others were fine. I just thought, like, Zarya, Tatum Paxley, incredible. Lola Vice and Kendall Gray, awesome stuff.
Yeah.
Love it. Congrats, Kendall Gray. You got the title as you deserve. Can't wait to see you coming up. Good stuff.
Yeah,
good stuff around.
Jam-packed weekend, like you just mentioned. We had Night of Champions on Saturday. Sunday was a threefer. You had TNA's Slammiversary.
That's right. Yeah.
You also had, obviously, like you said, NXT's Great American Bash over on the CW, and then going at basically head-to-head was over on pay-per-view. You had AEW's Forbidden Door. Goes without saying, obviously, I was locked in on Forbidden Door. Zack Sabre Jr. and Kenny Omega. Woo! You watch that forever. Woo! Even the opener on top of that, having the Young Bucks come up in that triple threat tag match, that was amazing. Bandito and Jon Moxley. I feel like Moxley probably shouldn't have won, but it's okay.
That's all right.
Yeah.
It still was a fun match.
It still adds to the lore and to the need that the Death Riders are having their influence on AEW. Okay, I could live with that. But I mean, the basically just to skip ahead, not to give up everything. Like, Christian and Cope, good to see them having another tag match, having the Dogs come out, and that was awesome because Dogs came out. But out comes the Bang Bang Gang.
Yeah,
baby. To show you, to a big reveal that Jay White is back. Hasn't been in the ring in over a year. So that was a huge pop.
That was so
Loved seeing
awesome.
that.
What was that match you said? Because I might have misheard that.
What match? Or
it was like the gangbang match?
The Bang Bang Gang.
Oh, Bang Bang. I thought you said gangbang.
No.
I didn't know
Bang Bang Gang.
The alliteration on the words are definitely there to misspell.
I swear I misheard that. I just wanted to double check and make sure. It's still June, that's why.
Yeah.
Guns up for the Bang Bang Gang. Exactly
Great
that. Like I
stuff.
said, Jay White is back, so love seeing that. But then
Love
it
it.
turned into the triple main event, which I love. I always love hearing that. It's like, did all main events happen at the same time? No, that's not a triple main event. There's one main event.
Yes.
But, okay, again, for booking reasons. Mercedes Moné taking on I'm blanking. Mia.
Yes.
Yeah. So I believe they I mean, again, they had a fun match. Glad that, again, rightfully so, that Mercedes Moné goes over, wins the Owen Hart Cup back-to-back years, if I'm not mistaken.
She's doing great.
And then she'll be at All In because of it, guaranteed. So I would think. I don't think they're going to sell Thekla and Mercedes Moné.
No, that's not the next.
It'd be very sudden, but somehow, someway, you got to have Toni Storm involved. If it's not her returning,
I was gonna say she's been out for so long now that at some point I'm feeling like within the next couple weeks she's gonna have some sort of like surprise return and like I want my belt back.
Yeah.
Like
it'd be something like
of that
so
nature.
You can definitely plan on getting her back into the swing of things. And
Yeah.
have that be the Wembley match. I think that would be one hell of a match.
That'd be incredible.
That later turned into the very next one. Just the chaos of the circular steel cage
I
match.
love it.
6-on-6. Later on, you see Leo Rush get involved. I called that. I was sitting there with my buddies. Roderick Strong's bringing a giant hockey bag that's just big enough to fit a small-sized person. Like, there's a person in there. I don't know who, but there's someone in there.
Well, I
Sure
mean,
enough,
you
Leo
never know,
Rush,
but
yeah. Sure enough, little Leo Rush comes out, causes havoc. Has a great little Gollum he's following around MJF's golden ring. And then, then Okada puts the Rainmaker on him. I thought that was so funny. I thought that was so awesome.
I love that whole that cage itself and just the chaos that ensued in it. More of that, please.
Circular
I'm all
cage.
for that.
A lot of people were comparing it to like, oh, it's the Elimination Chamber without the pods. I was thinking of it more like the old CZW, like death, like the Cage of Death cage.
Yes.
When they were getting a big circular one, almost like hexagon
Mhm.
cage style. But yeah, that one was nice and round. No, nothing up there. Kevin Knight exploding, falling through the
I didn't
floor
understand
table.
that at first. I was like, what happened?
Yeah, so I forgot that too. But at the very beginning, Darby was setting that up as like a booby trap.
Oh,
So that's what
okay.
he was doing.
All right.
That's what I initially thought too. When he's up there, like, what is he doing right away?
I was like, man, what is happening up there? And then all of a sudden the thing goes off. I'm like, oh, did he really get? I was like, was that real? I was like, no, wait, that's got to be a plant. That's got to. But I loved it.
That was fantastic. At least a coffin drop off there.
Oh God, that man is insane.
Good finish. Obviously, it was the whole thing was that for Mark Briscoe to win. If the team Mark Briscoe won, he would be able to challenge MJF once again because MJF's just putting off like, I've beaten you already this many times. Why would I let you challenge again? You got to earn it this way, earned it that way. So I think that's pretty good.
I liked it.
It's a good, solid finish.
Yeah.
And obviously, I mean, anytime Swerve gets into a ring, you know it's going to be crazy. Anytime Will is going to get into a match, you know it's going to be crazy. So the fact that you put them both together in a main event and just said, again, just here you guys go.
That might have been the best match I've seen all year long. Like that right there with OG Grande Americano and not El Grande Americano's match in AAA. That was one of the best matches.
There was a lot going on.
And you could tell they were having fun with it too. Like they were so ready for everything to just hit, and they like, oh my God, it was incredible.
It was exactly. I mean, it was the tech. You saw the technical stuff.
Peak athleticism.
You saw exactly that. All the jumping around. You saw the violence. He cut him bloody and wide open. But again, it's AEW doesn't have story. Here was one of the stories that has been brewing basically since the start of their careers.
Yeah.
It's like just again the big brother, little brother thing of always Swerve, always having a win, always beating Will Ospreay in every company that they were apart together.
Right.
So this was huge for that. Adding on top of that, the Death Riders come in later on and they're cheering him on and all that jazz. So that was a really nice point. Again, having his real wife come in afterward and celebrating too.
Absolutely.
I thought that was a little interesting there. I don't know if they're going to add and actually have her now more involved. If they did, it was kind of like interesting seeing how her face looking over at the Death Riders, like, I don't really think I like you going over there and hanging out with those guys. Kind of like it could be one of those things like,
you choose me or them kind of thing.
Almost.
Okay.
But like, again, it's like, hey, I'm your wife. Like, you should be listening to me. And then the Death Riders can be like, What does your wife know? Don't you want to win, Will Ospreay? Isn't being the world champion more important than your family? So I, if they go that route, they can. But
That's an interesting one. I wouldn't mind that.
We'll see how it goes. They laid the foundation for that to be a potential if they want to go that route. Maybe again, I could be looking too much into it, but
no, I'm hearing what you're putting down, and honestly, and this is where like you said, like AEW doesn't have storylines. It does, and I think they're getting a little better each and every week. I'm starting to see like things are starting to more interconnect.
Yes.
They're starting to follow,
like the Thekla thing. Like
yes, absolutely.
Being banned in Japan, I thought it was absolutely hilarious. Like the president of Stardom gets knocked out because she hit him with a mask. Like I thought that was so funny. It's just so classic, like 1980s wrestling. Like
that's
feather.
Just oh my god, oh it touched me.
Just the classic. Like if you aren't a wrestler, anything incapacitates you. Like,
absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, again, Forbidden Door was amazing. I'm just gonna be straight up honest with you. Yeah. I'm not gonna watch WWE anymore.
That's
like it's just as it is. Like I'll catch highlights. I'm just not voluntarily gonna put on Raw, SmackDown, NXT, any pay-per-view anymore until I see fit. And right now, I don't care.
I mean,
Sami Zayn getting the title.
Yeah,
good for him. 4 years too late. I feel like it's just going to be literally a substitute, one of those like not paper champion, but just a bridge champion.
Sure,
because that's going to be who Obafemi beats after he just won the King of the Ring, and he'll win the title.
Oh,
that way.
I mean, he wants the championship belt. He claims the World Heavyweight Championship is his target after he just beat Jey Uso, which. I don't get the hype on Jay still. Like, he beat Jay. We figured he's going to beat Jay. He's going to go for Roman and try to win the world title. He's going to probably have to go through the bloodline and probably team up, I'm guessing, with LA Knight and Solo Sikoa and do some kind of thing where they're all going to attack the bloodline at the same time. And then it'll be Oba versus Roman, I'm guessing, something like that. But, I mean, I'll say this. Like, I still walked away from Night of Champions, like, entertained. Like, it's just
not a lot of people did. Again, I
understand
I didn't watch
why.
Myself, a lot of people love complaining, so I'll leave it. I know a lot of people already do that.
Yeah,
there was like Michael Cole was having mic issues like all night. Like,
he
it was just like an audio issue to begin with. More commercials. Ryan Alvarez made the big point of like, so not only after they return from all these commercials, what do? Let's listen to the replays.
Yeah,
in Pakistani.
Yeah,
or whatever.
They were in Arabic.
Yeah. So
it's just
so funny. Like,
I at least will say this: if it's cool that Sami Zayn won the title, it's cool that if anything, like people were saying, like, look, if you're gonna say anything good about this, it got off of Cody's shoulders.
Yeah.
So now Cody can maybe go in a different direction.
But that made me confused because everyone was going like, "Hey, Punk with this hiatus, what's gonna be Punk's point of coming back?"
Right.
Oh. Maybe he returns when they come to Chicago in July or something like that.
Yeah, that's the rumor, is that he was supposed to be coming back at that point. Bless you.
Return in July to go attack, I don't know,
stop
Cody Rhodes, who still had the title up until now. So what's going to be Rhodes? What's going to be Punk's motive to go and face?
I don't. Yeah, what would
Seth
be
Rollins, who just beat Braun Breaker, and that wasn't even a bad move. That was not a good move either. Like,
I thought Braun should have won that. It was a great match, but I thought Braun was going to. I thought what was going to happen at the end there was, as Braun's getting up, here comes the curb stomp, and they had a spear in the air to win it.
Probably would have broke Seth Rollins in half legitimately, and you would have saw him on the shelf for another 6 months.
But that's okay because Braun is. I mean, it's not okay, but. It's okay in the sense that you're trying to get Braun over. You want Braun to have the WWE title, I'm assuming, at some point. So here's your shot, right? Here's your shot to start maybe lining it up for Braun wants the title. Oba wants the title. Hey, how do we get to this point where who wants the title? How about we get a Braun versus Oba moment maybe somewhere down the line? I like I said, I came away with this still having fun. And I enjoyed it because the matches, the matches were still decent for what they were, other than like Tiffy and Jade. Jade's getting better, but I don't care much for Tiffy.
I've heard that might have been one of the worst matches.
Yeah,
just one of the worst matches that has been put on in quite some time.
Yeah, like Jade's loosening up and getting like smoother, but it did not go over well. And I think I don't know if I can put that maybe on Jade or if I can put that on Tiffy, but it did not go well at all.
It's just in my mind with Jade. It's just like, again, how many more times can you watch and just be like, she is not adjusted anywhere? Like,
no.
From her, you can pull up her day one match in AEW and her current match that she just had like this past week on SmackDown.
Yeah.
And be like, if there are any differences in these two performances? Probably not much.
No. And the other thing I will say too here is, as far as I love Trick Williams, but I don't understand this whole thing with Ricky Saints anymore. Am I missing something? Because I'm sorry, he beat the guy, I think it was 2 SmackDowns ago, that I feel like could be the next Rock, in Carmelo Hayes, and instead we've got this guy who's trying to be the Rock during Halloween. And by the way, you beat him by throwing your feet up, kicking him into the turnbuckle, and that's how you get the pin. Yeah. That's how that match ended. I'm sorry. Are you trying? Did Carmelo Hayes kick a dog in front of somebody? Like, what? Why is he getting buried? And why is Javon Evans losing to Jey Uso? Why are things happening that are not good for the sport? And I know I'm not into it like you are or David is or anything. So maybe it's like, well, where's your place to talk? I don't know. I want to enjoy the product and I want to understand storylines and I want to see these guys start getting over. I want to see good wrestling. So I'd like to be able to see maybe these guys who I watched through NXT over the last couple of years that are now in the main roster start to make their move towards being champions. So it's cool that Trick has the U.S. belt. Now bring back Carmelo Hayes and make that feud happen and make it a triple threat with Javon Evans. I'll even chime this in. Big E was just on with Chris Van Vliet. Let's make Big E a manager and make him the new manager of a new Nation of Domination of some sort in SmackDown. Because he still has the chops to talk. He's got the charisma. Put him in a nice suit. Put him there and say, I've got the new team that's going to dominate in SmackDown. Please.
Gotta be something. Again, I'll leave it off with just, I think, for the foreseeable future, I might watch a day of SummerSlam, but the next time I actually sit down and watch a WWE event from beginning to end might not be until the next WrestleMania, and it probably won't even be that one because it's in Saudi Arabia.
That's totally fair.
I think that's going to be as simple as that. I want to leave off on a more positive note, and our off the rails. We'll switch from just the more entertaining side. Any movies that we wanted to get to, talk about anything, because the only thing I saw lately was Toy Story 5. I thought it was nice for a kid movie. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
Kind of the same template as 4. I don't want to give too much away in the sense of, early on you meet the villain.
Okay.
And then later on the villain kind of becomes the friend towards the end. And which again, it's happened out and played out basically in every other Toy Story besides number 3, where it kind of Lotso just becomes
I'm the good guy. Now I'm the bad guy.
Yeah, I'm the good guy. I'm the bad guy. And now it ends with he's the toy that's on the truck of a car, on the grill of a car, or the grill of a truck, the garbage truck. So okay, good. That's exactly how it should be.
Yeah.
He's a toy trafficker. You should not be doing that thing. So
sure.
Yeah, but I kind of felt in the same template of 4. It turned into 5 of like, okay, you see who the villain is. They don't like that person. They kind of roll with the punches. Okay, now the villain is now the friend.
Yeah.
And they've kind of been added onto the crew somewhat. All right. Cool.
Okay.
So, again,
I can get down with that.
Movie. Don't look anything too much into it. It's got some funny moments.
I was planning to see it, but it kind of got nixed on the plans. So I still might go see it just because this way. I don't know if this is the end of Toy Story, but at least I can round it out.
No, they're already setting up for 6.
Okay, cool.
Speaking of 6, GTA 6 is now available to buy for pre-order.
Yeah.
But no physical copies.
No.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Well, no. I saw there's some memes going around saying if you buy the physical copy, you're going to get a code inside.
Oh, that's what I've heard too. Yeah.
Oh, is that the whole thing? Okay.
Yeah.
There's no point at that point.
I'm not buying it anyways. It's going to be like 600 gigabytes of data that's going to have to take
it's
up.
It's going to be big.
I don't.
But people are still going to buy it.
I know, and I don't understand. I'm not paying $80 for it. Sorry.
I mean,
or $100 for it, whatever it's going to be.
It's just hard to sell me on buying a digital version of anything now after you just saw all the licensing stuff that PlayStation got rid of.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I don't own anything. I have the privilege to watch this up until a certain point.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I will just say on the movie side, Obsession, very good movie.
I haven't seen it yet. I know it's amazing.
Saw it when I went on a date night. Not recommended, especially when your date's insane. Backrooms, pretty darn good.
That was a good movie. I did see that.
I know a little bit of Backrooms lore and all that stuff, so it was really cool to kind of see like how they made it into a movie and stuff. I mean, I did see the Scary Movie.
Okay.
I think if I were in an inebriated state, I would have enjoyed it more. But I saw it when I was very sober, and I just went, boy, if it feels like they're really forcing what was a passion project for them now, and now it's just kind of like, hey, let's make a buck kind of thing. Like, I love the Wayans brothers, but this was very much kind of felt like cashing in. What I'm probably going to go see next is probably going to be the last Jackass movie. Just to kind of clinch that door and say, you know what? I've seen them all. I can watch them kind of go off into the sunset and say a chapter has closed in my life.
I did see it. My buddy saw it yesterday. It was not to deter you, but it was a mixture of new stuff. Then they showed some old stuff. Then they showed like never before seen stuff. And then back to new stuff. And then, of course, at the end, you're going to probably ball your eyes out as they do a Ryan Dunn tribute for the third time in a row.
I don't care. I still loved him. I know, and I really wish Bam would have been able to be a part of this. I wish he would
He was.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And Phil and April Margera were on like the red carpet saying, basically just short of praise and like thanking, thanking Jackass crew.
I was hearing people say he wasn't a part of this, and I was like, I wasn't sure he was a part of this. Okay. I ain't seen the trailer or anything. I don't know if he's in the trailer or not. So
he's in some sort of part of it.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Well, that's good to hear because I want to. It's good that they get all back together and be like one last ride. Let's go off into the sunset with a bang or whatever. Yeah, absolutely. I love Bam. People love Bam. I mean, come
getting healthy tells me the world's getting healthy. So
absolutely.
Good way to end it.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for Off the Rails, and that's going to do it for here at Below the Whistle. We hope you guys did enjoy this one. Please, if you do, leave a like, leave a comment. We want to hear from you guys as always. At Below T Whistle 1, I know you got an extended version of this, and we got to get out of here because Adam's got to get out of here. We all got to go out of here. I got stuff I still got to go edit. But Below T Whistle 1 on all the social media, Below T Whistle Radio at gmail.com for any questions or comments, things like that. Ladies and gentlemen, we love you. We appreciate you always. We will see you guys not Wednesday. You guys have dogs Wednesday, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So not Wednesday, but we'll line it up maybe for next week. We will let you guys know. And as always, thank you all so much for watching and listening. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out, everybody.
Chicago Sports for sure.
SportsTownChicago.com.
It's the summer of coffee.